talking about it and do something!
Suck my dick, Earth, with that bullshit.
Really?
It's like a gentle hate.
Do we have another benevolent service? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Are you benevolent with your friends?
I am moving on. I think I'm coming out of the fire closet.
This is so fucking depressing. I can't be a flat earth person. Not have a birthday, not have a flat earth, and things making sense. Good evening, YouTube, and welcome to another edition of Gem's Flat Earth Sunday Roast. We're back once again with the show they don't want you to see. And in tonight's show, we bring you the very best from the last 2 weeks in conspiratardia, including Wildlife is Fake, the World Cup begins. In the UK, the racists get violent twice. Danny Tommo is this week's Bus Wanker, and the right wing's top token brown person turns on Tommy 10 names. Also, the bugosphere has landed, and skin cancer is fake. On the flat earth, Weiss bullshits a school principal, Oakley shows off his most juvenile abuse, and Witsit and Ky go head to head again. All this and much, much more in our awesome show. I am your host, Gem, and as always, joining me with their insightful and humorous commentary are just some of the cool kids from the Debate Flat Earth and More Discord server. Good evening, everyone. Hi. Hi, is that it?
Hello.
I hope there's no wanking on your show, Jim. I can't support a show that's full of wankers.
Yeah, there is wankers all over the place.
Oh, no.
I'm afraid we're just dripping with wankers. Anyway, what's first? Hang on, I've got to get to my list. Yes, let's get started, as usual, with a little World Cup update.
If you're still excited for the World Cup, then clearly you have not been paying attention. Here are some updates about the shenanigans happening in the US of A. So for this 2026 World Cup, whoops. The Americans have realized their best chance of winning the World Cup is by making sure that nobody is allowed to come to this one. Players, referees, fans, yeah. You can't come because they get to keep the cup that way. And as difficult and awkward and unfriendly and unwelcoming as they are making this World Cup, as, you know, I'm sure is the norm for everyone else who's hosted a World Cup, yeah, it may genuinely be their best hope of winning it. I guess we'll have to see on the game days who is actually allowed to be on the pitch. Yeah, won't that be exciting? It'll suddenly be reality TV and not just sports. In other news, Americans saw a couple of sweaty English guys.
That was a cop in Boston, and I should have said, this next clip is a lady visiting a wildlife park, and this is what she said.
Came in this wildlife thing to see a real live kangaroo. Y'all, everything that we go to and we see an animal, they're not moving. And I think they didn't rip us off because those look fake. I don't care what nobody say. They're fake. Like, y'all, none of the animals are moving. This snake ain't even breathing. That is so fake. I want my money back. Y'all, I'm finna go show y'all this kangaroo that's been sitting there, hasn't moved since we came in. Yeah, these animals are fake. They're not real. They're not moving, none of them. And the shit wasn't cheap. So I tell you one thing, when we get to this end of this thing, y'all look, that thing been sitting up there still the whole time. That is not real. All of these animals are fake. None of them are moving. Even the snakes, like nothing is moving.
Really?
Yeah.
So they're not sleeping.
They're not sleeping. They're fake. Y'all, I'm getting my money back because they got me fucked up.
Oh, well. It takes all sorts, I suppose. Anyway, yes. So that was the Scotland fans playing with the Boston cop. And, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that.
The zoo is fake.
Yeah. She didn't have a very good shot of this kangaroo, did she? I was looking forward to that.
She never looked at the kangaroo. The kangaroo was up in that little shed thing.
It does, yeah, I don't think they'd have had a kangaroo up there. I think she might be confused. The great Gertrude Perkins says Hitler made the 1936 Olympics more foreign-friendly than Trump is making the 2026 World Cup. Imagine that. Interesting.
Yeah, why would there be comparisons between Hitler and Donald Trump? Why?
Yeah, thank you very much for that super chat, the great Gertrude Perkins. Very much appreciated. If you would like to have your say, please feel free to super chat the show, or better still, click the link in the description to my PayPal. And if you feel like rewarding me for my hard work putting the show together, you can bung us a few quid, and I will be very, very, very grateful. I promise you that. Now then, let's get on to the nitty-gritty. Henry Novak was a British student who was stabbed to death with a ceremonial dagger by a British Sikh man, who subsequently lied to the police, claiming he had been a victim of a racist attack. This led police to arrest Novak while he lay on the floor dying. This tragedy was immediately hijacked by the far right as a supposed example of anti-white racism and two-tier policing, leading to various protests. A few clips to come on this. Here is the first. Borrowing from the BLM protest, taking the knee for Henry has been trending. Take a look.
Government won't take the knee for you, Henry, but we will. Join me in taking the knee. We want justice for Henry.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
White Lives Matter. Stormer. Grow a set of balls.
Was blind.
Call a spade and put the grate back in the Britain.
I hate social media trends.
But man, they've hijacked that one from America nonetheless. Racism. Seems it's weird to have white dudes doing it.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, it is a very, very tragic event, and I think some of those people are probably very sincere. So I don't want to take the piss out of them too much.
By the way.
But I also think it's very sort of virtue signally and a bit, I don't know. And also, I mean, fucking hell, they could have dressed up a bit, couldn't they?
I think you guys
I mean, that woman, mate, she got paint all over her trousers, and you know what I mean. They looked a bit.
What's with the blue smoke?
No idea at all what that's about. None whatsoever. All right, so that's where it begins, but oh gosh, it gets a lot worse. Other protests involve generally hassling the police. Here is a group in action in Liverpool.
Everyone get in here. Go on. Shame on you. How do you feel about do you support racial bias? You are against us. Do you understand what we're here for? I'm asking you, are you for or against racial profiling and bias against white people? Yes or no? I understand. Are you for or against? I'm asking you a question. I don't care. I'm asking you a question, sir. Are you for or against racial bias in the police against white people? Yes or no? No comment, traitor. You're a traitor. See you later. You're a traitor, you little bobcat. You're a traitor, mate. I put you on spot. I gave you a chance to stand with us, mate. Shame on you. Traitor me. All you have to do is say, I'm against all bias. All men, mate. Get on your knees, do it. Take the knee. He's got nothing to do with the police. Hey, he said to listen to it. Now leave it. The kid's hand was Weiss. The kid's hand was Weiss. I know what the kid's hand was Weiss when he put him in cuffs. Will you take the knee behind me now? Take the knee. Will you take the knee? Mate, you'll be the people's favourite policeman, I promise you. Please, mate. Please be the one that stands with us.
What does he say? Let's have a look at this.
You know that, officer? I'm going to have to see you. I've got to call him, man. 095, you know him? So, alright, bud. Got his face on there. With his weird haircut.
Yeah.
Oh, who he is? You recognise his face? He needs arresting. He's getting sacked. He's asking us to leave. Oh no. You can only ask. We're just getting a couple of pictures and stuff. Yeah, we know all. Any chance of that water? No water, no access to the toilet. We're not going to move. We shall not move.
So if we have a look now, this police officer is panicking, he's gone off into the back. Help! That's it, yeah.
Police station, you. We pay your wages, protect us. Come out, you fucking wankers. We want our country back. 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 Come out. And the cunts are a violence.
See.
Take the knee. Take the knee. Take the knee. Let's do it, boys. Down on the knee, guys. Everyone on the knee. Let's do it, girl.
get over here. We can all get on one knee.
Sit down. All the victims, sit down. Take a knee. We are not going to stand for it anymore. We want equal judgment by the police. Equally. Why does matter, Tim? It's not just about George, it's not just about Henry, it's about all the victims that we police protect against the white people. White lives matter. 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 White lives matter.
What?
If you think an evil, leave. What's it called when you need one? Remember your own officer to protect and serve. Who you protecting? Not the white people, that's for sure. You protect Muslims. That's what the SS said. We were just following orders. Get down, Wanker! No, we're not here to cause damage. No. Just following orders. Just following orders. He said once upon a time. Just following orders, sir. Just following orders. Just following orders. Well, as we all know, one great patriot has done this one and has put us all in. Guess what we say? We're in the police station. Oh dear!
So, as you can see, it's all a bit aimless and just...
I couldn't understand anything they were saying.
I mean, what were they protesting? What were they expecting to happen? You know, I mean, the first guy outside was going, you know, join us. And I mean, I always think that's so ridiculous when protesters try and persuade the police to cross the lines and stand with them. Never, ever going to happen in a million years. Forget that shit.
They're using all American phrases like I can't breathe. That was
well, coincidentally, this kid did actually say that as he was dying. So that's really, I think, why they're using that phrase. But you know, it's all just, you know, the chants didn't really work, did they? And it was just all a bit, like I say, aimless. They don't really know what they're protesting for. They're just protesting, you know.
They're very, very angry, Jim.
Yeah.
English white people saying white lives matter is probably the most tone-deaf thing I've heard in a long time.
Right. Anyway, the main protest happened in Southampton, where the murder occurred. Take a look.
We do not want his death to be used to create further division, hatred, or tension. We his story to make our streets safer for everyone.
Henry's family have responded to this in just the most extraordinarily dignified way. But I suggest the rest of us respond to this with pure, cold rage.
We are right in the thick of it, and we ain't fucking sick of it.
Are you mental? Yeah, I don't actually endorse violence.
But it wasn't. But it weren't him. It weren't him. It weren't him. It weren't him. It wasn't him. It weren't him.
Look. It wasn't him.
They're in retreat. The old Bill are in retreat. Shit. Someone just got clonked in the fucking... Oh, he's bleeding. Fuck. He's fucking bleeding. Hey. Fucking hell, man. He just got hit with a fucking cone. He's bleeding now. Shit. Head injury. Fucking poor guy's just been smacked in the head. He's got blood. Shit. Someone... Does he need an ambulance? That was a fucking hit and a half, that was. Excuse my language, you lot, but that was real savage.
Bob. Watch out, boys!
This is what I mean. When it comes to taking exploitation of us vulnerable in society, you have to expect this sort of reaction.
The horrific murder of 18-year-old student Henry Novak by Vikram Digwa is being ruthlessly and hideously exploited by reform, by the far right, by racist generally. Yesterday, the far right, including outright neo-Nazis, rioted in Southampton. We do not want his death to be used to create further division, hatred or tension. That's what the father of Henry Novak said. Now, what did these protesters do to avoid creating division, hatred or tension? Well, among other things, they exposed their backside. They couldn't even stay silent during a supposed minute's silence.
Talking! I want everyone to do a minute's silence! Stop talking! We'll have a minute's silence for Henry right now!
They even injured their own.
They're in retreat! The old Bill are in retreat! Shit! Someone just got clonked in the fucking... Oh, he's bleeding! Fuck! He just got hit with a fucking cone. Does he need an ambulance?
And there were open Nazis here. Indeed, far-right protesters did Nazi salutes. Now, just to be clear, the murder of Henry Novak and his treatment by the police was a disgrace. He was murdered by Vikram Digwa, a British Sikh who falsely claimed to be a victim of a racist attack. I've watched the body cam footage. It was hideous to watch. The victim of a stabbing being handcuffed as though he was a criminal as he bled to death. Now, there's more to talk about in terms of the police. The idea that there is anti-white bias in the police force is absurd, statistically speaking, just a fact. Anger exists in society for a very good reason. People are struggling and their lives are hard, but that anger is being directed in a way, a direction, which will lead to our ruin.
Yeah, that was the Southampton protests.
That's scary. That's scary.
I recognise all those locations I recognise from my youth.
I don't get like the motive behind doing the Nazi salute if you're British. I mean, it just seems to be the most anti-patriotic thing you could do, right?
Right. People are simpletons. Look in the mirror.
Well, it's also the invoking of George Floyd, which you showed in your previous clip. It just seems like they don't know how to be British properly, you know?
Right.
I just weird.
And I think, I've said this for a while, that social media just creates this... we're all tuned into the same thing, if you know what I mean. The lines between American politics and British politics, and they just become blurred, you know, that it's like all one big thing now, you know. Like most of these guys, those guys that were protesting that are part of this whole right-wing thing, most of them are pro-Trump. And I would suspect that they don't really know why they're pro-Trump. They just are, because this is a team game now, and he's on their team. So, they support him.
And there's this past 2 weeks since, I say it's my stomping ground. In the regional news, they've been talking about court cases for various people arrested for affray, physical violence, and I've seen at least 10 different things being reported, and only 2 of them are actually from Southampton. The rest are from like further down the coast, London, Bristol. It was the algorithms that funnel people into the information, feed them into the groups, and feed them into the conversations, and feed them into the very inherent organisation of it all.
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed, I was watching this earlier, that I often just go have a look what's on live on YouTube, because often people are filming these protests and stuff. And there was one, protest from Southampton or whatever, so I went and looked at it, and it was, footage from days ago that they've chopped together. They've made a sort of 8-10 minute loop that's just going round and round and round. 1,000 people watching the live stream, 1,000, and of course it magnifies the issue. It makes it seem like a thing that happened on Monday night happened on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning. You know what I mean?
It's a continuous, robust, vociferous protest by the entire UK populace,
right?
In the face of a draconian government and a fascist police force that won't even talk to people who are on the protest streets, and they get frustrated and everything. It just feeds into the lie, doesn't it?
Yeah, and they lead you to believe that in the title, because it will say something like, it said something like live, the UK burns, protests continue, or something like that. And protests haven't continued. They had their protest, and then it ended, and that was it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, a little altercation from my own fair city next, where 2 of our local auditor types are desperate to generate a confrontation. This one backfires a little, though.
Hey pal, you just shouted over there. What's your problem with them over there? Say again.
Have you seen a vigil for Emery Novak over there? The candle that's been lit. Have you seen the vigil over there for Emery Novak and the candle that's been lit for Emery Novak?
Yeah, I know. I've got.
So where is a vigil for Emery? You're calling us CUNC?
So you can have an opinion that I can't.
Well, what makes you? Why? Okay, why? Why though? Why? Why? You don't know me.
You're talking about deportation.
I've just come here.
What's that got to do with? What's that got to do with Emery Novak?
Well, I've come here to the Emery Novak video.
What has that got to do with?
Have I said anything? Have I said anything?
Don't use his name.
Have I said
and
anything?
Talk shit.
Have I said anything?
What's that got to do with Emery
That's what I'm here
Novak?
for. That's why I'm here. I've not said anything about it. I've came here for the video.
What's your opinion?
I will do. Let me talk. Can I talk?
Yeah,
I came here because there's a video for Emery Novak. There's a candle being lit. So I came here to film it.
No, don't lie. It's not a vigil for Emery Novak. That says deportation.
Look at the signs. Look at the signs there.
I came here for that.
Right, so you come here for that, but that ain't for that. That ain't for that. That says deportation. That's nothing to do with Emery Novak. That has nothing to do with Emery Novak. You are plastering a name for a purpose.
Not really, no.
Yes, you are. Why does that say deportation and not Emery Novak? Why does that say deportation and not Emery Novak?
That doesn't even start yet.
Listen, I ain't got shit to say to you. If your sign says justice for Emery Novak, then you're here for Emery Novak. I get that. That's fine.
His sign didn't say that. That was filmed outside Nottingham Castle.
You live in that castle, Jem? Wow.
Anyway. Oh, God, what's next? Oh, yes. This is an interesting one. Okay, a bit of a saga coming up. Here is a little required background. I have often highlighted various social media personalities from ethnic minorities who support these far-right influencers and their activities, who, despite their overt racism, are desperate to present themselves as not racist. And who better to represent this idea than a very foreign-looking Sikh man in a turban who dislikes Muslims as much as the far-right do? One such token personality is Bobby Singh, who until recently has always been very buddy-buddy with our leading racists. Take a look. Oh.
My fucking motive of being in Great Britain is to fucking stand with my boys. It's to be patriotic. If I can't die for you, I don't deserve to be here, mate. And I hope you die for me. That's all it is. That's all it is. Yeah. Remember the Sikh history? The Sikhs, even with what we went through, the Punjab divided, the East British company taking over, whatever, we're still standing and we still fought in the wars. It's because we are loyal, always will be loyal. You guys keep protesting peacefully and be honest in your hearts, be truthful, and I'm with you. It's a moment, if you change positions, that's gonna hurt me. But so far, so good. Is that cool? And by the way, just for the record, lads, if they do go back and you ask me to go back, I wouldn't have a fucking issue. It's called back. Yeah, but mate, there is no greater honour than going back to a country where it's your real people of your colour. So what I'm saying is, mate, I'm patriotic, but if you ever want to say to me, Bobby, your time, I'm more than... Let me ask you, all of you that question. Do you trust the Sikhs with a gun? Yeah. Would you trust anyone else with this?
No,
probably not.
Not even myself.
Not even
maybe the Scottish.
Fuck it up, mate. Just get it. Anybody who think I paid it. No. My fucking motive of being in Great Britain is to fucking stand with my boys. It's to be patriotic. If I can't die for you, I don't deserve to be here, mate. And I hope you die for me. That's all it is. Yeah. Remember the Sikh history? The Sikhs, even with what we went through, the Punjab divided, the East British company taking over, whatever, we're still standing and we still fought in the wars. It's because we are loyal, always will be loyal. You guys keep protesting peacefully and be honest in your hearts, be truthful, and I'm with you. It's a moment, if you change positions, that's gonna hurt me. But so far, so good. Is that cool? And by the way, just for the record, lads, if they do go back and you ask me to go back, I wouldn't have a fucking issue. It's called back. Yeah, but mate, there is no greater honour than going back to a country where it's your real people of your colour. So what I'm saying is, mate, I'm patriotic, but if you ever want to say to me, Bobby, your time, I'm more than happy. Here because of the pain that man has suffered and how the media has absolutely turned his life upside down. Politicians have ruined him. But yeah, our lion, after 7-8 months of solidarity in a cell, he's still standing here. I was in a cell last night in a police station. I was picked up at 6:30 by West Midlands Police because they didn't want me to come to this event. But I just want to give a big shout out to Sergeant Aid, who was actually a big fan of Tommy's. And he said, Bobby! He came out at 12:30 a.m. to interview me. And he said, I'm interviewing you at 12:30 a.m. And he got me out at 3. He dropped me off at home at 3:20. And he said, let Tommy know we love him.
Okay, sorry you got that clip twice in there. I don't know how I managed to fuck that up, but I did.
We love Bobby C. Come on, Jem. It's easy to watch it twice.
You think that, does he think that these bigots can really tell the difference between, say, Sikhs and Muslims and that? There have been lots of Sikhs in the United States.
He's happy to go back, okay?
Who was it that was it Joby was in here the other day telling us that Sikhs were Muslims?
My God.
That was a type of Muslim.
No.
Yeah,
a little bit off there. A little bit off.
Yeah, confused with Sikh.
What? Okay, anyway.
Muslim.
There's a point to this introduction to Bobby Singh. Now we know who Bobby is. Here he is again on a panel in a TikTok live where they are discussing Henry Novak's murder. Listen carefully, it's pretty disturbing.
Normally, I disagree with you, Bobby, but on this occasion, I'm gonna have to agree with you a little bit, you know. And this guy here, he's wearing a turtleneck. Like when people are wearing turtlenecks, they mean business, man.
Exactly, brother. Exactly. You wouldn't get normal people wearing turtlenecks like that over a shirt with a tie.
Stone Island.
Yeah, it's very busy, very smart, and you know, that's scary. If someone like that threatens you, you know it's serious, man.
I don't know if you noticed, but if you look at his eyes, he's very, very cold. His eyes are like he's looking in the mirror. He's flicking his hair.
Sinister.
It wasn't. Look, I didn't get the right vibe from that. And I suspect the police were thinking twice about releasing that video because it didn't show this little boy who's looking in the mirror, getting ready to go out. It looked like he was ready to go out to kick off. And that Digby was the first guy that he saw, and, you know, he just didn't realize that Digby Singh was armed.
What the Kirpan is for, you know, to fight oppression, you know, to protect. This is what it's all about. So,
Rumour has it that they played a football match the day before and they lost the football match. Like a university tournament, so they lost the match as well, a football match. So maybe just wanted to take it out on someone.
Really? That would make sense. Something dumb. Something really, really dumb. Guys, press 1 if you think the Singh was in the right. Press 2 if you think the Singh was in the wrong and Henry was in the right. So 1 if you believe that Singh was in the... Which way did I say? Fucking, I've lost my train of thought here. 1 if you're in sport of the Singh. 1 if you're in sport of the Singh. 2 if you're in sport of Henry. Obviously, Henry's no longer around, but, you know, it still counts. So, guys, can you just start collecting the votes, please? They got 10 more seconds. 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, fine.
Can you put a 1 in the comments if I should piss on Henry's grave, a 2 if I should shit on his grave? Thank you.
Okay, votes are in, guys. I'm sure most of you fucking don't need the results, but, you know, for the point of fairness...
Press 3 if we should get rid of all
the
the
votes
Polish
are
from
in.
Britain.
The 2s have won. I will shit on Henry's
Press
grave
3
when I
if
go to the
we should
UK.
get rid of all the Polish from Britain. No more Polish people.
Okay, so 92% voted in favour of the Singh. This poll will now, the results will be delivered to the jury whenever they're going to be, you know, conducting whatever they're going to be conducting the next session. So I'd like to say thank you to all of the participants.
Bobby, let me talk about my vote. 100% of the votes voted for shitting on Henry's grave. I will do that on live.
be oppressed, you know. We can't be oppressed. This is what the Kirpan is for, you know, to fight the oppression. And this
Press
person here,
3
look,
if
he's
you
got
think that we
turtleneck.
should get rid of all the Polish people as well from Britain.
All the people with the turtlenecks, they all like
We send all the Polish people back to Polska.
It's always the people with the turtlenecks. Look at him, man. Shirt and on top, before the turtleneck. You know, that's not the. That's like a new modern outfit, and it's a scary one, scary outfit as well, man.
I mean, I just hope this resonates with the, you know, the wider UK audience. That is, you know, don't mess with a Sikh in the future. Just leave them alone.
The message has been
You'll be
sent
alright.
loud and
Be
clear.
fine. Be fine. Just leave
It's
them
the
alone.
same with everyone, innit? Don't mess around. You
Yeah.
chat shit, you get banged, bruv.
That's a nice.
You know, we come for your dairy milk. We're gonna come for your Tinder surprise, and we're gonna crack that egg, bruv. We're going to take the toy. No one's stopping us from taking
out of the whiteys.
So, what do you reckon to that?
They were talking about Kinder eggs, those child toys.
Yeah,
Can't
I think it's meant to be rage bait, right?
But the point was, they were talking about pissing on his grave and shitting on his grave and that sort of thing. Okay, so when the previous clip went public and subsequently viral, the right-wing folks were pretty pissed off. But no problem for Bobby. He's a lawyer, so he can easily smooth things over.
What everyone's business is that this video that's going around, me sitting on a panel with all of these individuals with hidden identities speaking about the Henry Novak situation, a video, a debate that took place amongst TikTokers on a panel where I was invited up and I humbly accepted. And then somebody said something really, really bad, really derogatory on that panel. And I happened to be on that panel. Now, it's very important that you guys understand this. Just because you happen to be sharing space with people on a panel doesn't mean that you have to agree with them and you agree with their sentiments. And of course, in spaces, in a lot of spaces, especially when it comes to some of the topics that we have to discuss, there's going to be a lot of infiltrators and there's going to be a lot of people that are waiting to do clickbait. They're waiting to jump on any opportunity to take somebody like myself down. As we know, a few influencers have tried in the last few weeks, hasn't worked, and now someone's shared more information to say, look at Bobby's character, look at the people he's sharing space with. And there's many of you that are even saying Bobby said that, it was Bobby who said it. Wow, look, first of all, guys, stop chatting shit. Everybody pipe back down, and just remember this: I have a long history in standing for the right things and for my people. And if today somebody is calling out my character, or someone is crying to try and bring me down, it's because they can't be me. They just can't be me. So they will do anything to try and show that this is Bobby, and it's not the Bobby that you believe, that you love, that you respect, because there's an agenda behind it.
If you put a 1 in the comments if I should piss on Henry's grave, and 2 if I should shit on his grave. Thank you. The votes are in. The 2 said 1. I was shit on Henry's grave, and I go to the UK.
I mean, I just hope this resonates with the wider UK audience, that is, don't mess with a Sikh in the future. Just leave him alone. The message.
So, Bobby, how do you respond to what you said already? Are you apologetic? You're on mute, by the way, Bobby. You need to unmute yourself. Are you apologetic for these words you said?
So what I'd like to say is, I don't think Henry is innocent of racism or hate crime. Henry has still.
You fucking bastard! You fucking bastard!
James, calm down. Sister, just don't let it get to you.
Yeah. So I don't believe for 1 minute that this individual will make it out. I don't believe for 1 minute Vikram is completely at fault here.
Have you seen the CCTV image, Bobby? Have you seen it on it?
I have a question. Why have the police not released a Snapchat footage recorded on Henry's mobile phone? Has anybody questioned this? Don't you think it's a bit strange that we're being denied this information, even though the Snapchat has been categorized and it's been looked at by the jurors? Why has this not been shared in the public domain? We now want a movement, like I created a movement 2 weeks ago. We want the body cam footage of the police officers. We created a movement, millions of people agreed, we got the footage. Now, what I want you guys to do is, I want you guys to create a movement whereby we want the Snapchat footage recorded by Henry Novak on his mobile phone when he encountered Vikram Digwa. Why are we being denied this? What's the reason? There is someone somewhere sitting there who is in great denial and is not showing us the complete, transparent events that took place that night. So let's create a movement. We want that Snapchat footage in its entirety, not a description. We know the jurors have seen it. We know it's in the records of that court system. We know they've spoken about it. We also know that they've actually explained the events that happened. In your opinion, I was biased. I turned around and I supported Digwa 3 weeks ago based on the information that I had. Now, Tommy, bearing in mind, I'm a Sikh, I'm a baptized Sikh. Why do you think I would not support a fellow baptized Sikh with what information I had 3 weeks ago?
That's not the problem. The problem.
No. Tommy, it's your call. Tommy, if you let somebody else cut in now, I promise you, Tommy, I promise you, No. All I'm going to say to you here is, there is a code of conduct with every religion, and the Sikh code of conduct is that we as a brotherhood stand with the brothers in that brotherhood. That is a code of conduct that is actually stop.
Sikhs don't have such things.
Okay, stop. Okay. Why would Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj create the Khalsa army if there was no conduct of standing with one another? Why would we even be brothers in arms?
Same thing can be said about many organizations where they have brothers in arms, they fight alongside each other.
Okay, stop. You haven't answered my question. Tommy, wait. You haven't answered my question.
Now, a lot of people said to me, they said, listen, Bobby, they're only inviting you because they want to see a brown man in the crowd. And I was like, yeah, I know they do. They want to show that brown people like Bobby Brown people like Bobby are also coming to our rallies. And listen to me very carefully. Did Tommy Robinson use me, or did I use Tommy Robinson? Work it out, figure it out. Who used who? Who used who? Did Tommy Robinson use me, or did I use Tommy Robinson? Think about it. Think about it for 1 minute. Can't fucking compete. Can't fucking compete. Sit back down. Sit back down. Bro, you can't, you don't have that. You don't have that. Trust me, you don't have that. You don't have that either. You don't have the intellect. Racist people don't have this. You don't have that, bro. You don't have intellect. Racist people are low.
No government in the fucking United Bastard Kingdom should allow Tommy Fat Bastard Robinson on any motherfucking stage ever again. And you know what the fucking issue is? The issue is, in this bastard country, most people are happy to sit back and do fuck all, but allow this nasty motherfucker and his people to rise. Now they met their motherfucking match. I want to fucking know why they're allowing this motherfucker and his nasty ass bastards on stages. Next time there's a bastard rally, I want 100,000 people there to fucking combat this motherfucker and his motherfuckers that supported. Singh, I'm telling you, if we don't shut these motherfuckers down, these bastards are growing in numbers against us. So I'm going to close it there. I'm going to say thank you. I love you. I respect you. If I don't bring Tommy Robinson and his motherfuckers down, either I go down or that motherfucker and his fake ass people go down. Clip this, share this, make sure it goes to Tommy Robinson and make sure he fucking understands. Bring it on, Tommy. Bring it
on. Anyway, so he changed his tune, didn't he? It's funny.
Oh, man. He's going to fight Tommy Robinson? I want to see that fight. When is that going to happen? Where's it going to happen?
But it's interesting, isn't he? How he was, oh, Tommy's a hero in the first clip. He was in jail and he's a hero. He's a lion who's fighting for us. And now he's, oh, I'm going to take that fucker down.
I think that's like probably down to Sikhs and Muslims really hating each other, you know?
Right.
And so, like, he probably was willing to throw Muslims under the bus.
Exactly.
It happened.
It was convenient, but now it's his religious group that's under fire. It's a whole other kettle of fish. Interesting. All right, we're going to keep in the UK in this unrest to Belfast, Northern Ireland now, and more unrest in reaction to another tragedy. A Sudanese immigrant man attacked a local with a knife, which was reported by right-wing commentators as an attempted beheading or even a beheading. Anyway, as always, the far right were desperate to generate unrest from this, and they were somewhat successful.
So, currently at Stansted Airport. I spoke with the lads from Northern Ireland this morning. I said, do you think it's a good idea me coming over, showing support? And they said, absolutely. So, that's what I'm doing. I'm on my way to Belfast, meeting all the Belfast lads at the airport, or the ones that are picking me up anyway. And we're going to be going to various locations.
I'm trying to just hear not plot.
That's terrible. That's actually terrible.
Bloody hell, mate. Fucking hell. Fucking hell, mate. Jeez. Whoa! Fuck. I don't know why we're running. People just started sprinting. There must be at least 2. Bloody hell, what's going on? Fucking hell. People are running. I don't know what's happening. People are just running. This guy's in camo.
Oh, Belfast overtime.
Shit! Shit! Oh my god!
Send them home! Send them home! Send them home! Send them home! Send them home!
Running for their lives. Immigrant families targeted in East Belfast in one of the worst nights of violence seen in Northern Ireland in over a decade. Police resources heavily stretched as chaos unfolded on the streets. The protest began shortly before 7 p.m, with many turning violent instantly. This was the scene on the Newton Ards Road, where a glider bus was hijacked and set alight. Just a short distance away, cars and homes were torched, with many of the residents fleeing for their lives. Elsewhere, in Clough-Fern, close to 800 people gathered where they hijacked cars and threw petrol bombs at police. These were the scenes off the Crumlin Road in the north of the city. It was here that masked men swept through the streets, setting cars alight and torching homes. Police responded, but on most occasions it was too late to save property. The fire service said that it dealt with 256 calls. This resulted in attendance at 62 separate incidents. The fear is that violence could continue to run for several nights.
Let's just stood right over there and watch the whole house go up.
How are you feeling about that?
I've lost a home, mate. 13 years out here, and that's gone. The house is wrecked, mate. The whole house is completely destroyed from top to bottom. it's literally all gone.
And did you see footage of? I mean, you were standing across the road watching it happen.
I seen the car was here even before it went up. It was a red car, and I seen him lighting it. And I told him, "This is my house. This is my house." I knew it was going to catch fire. And
so they were setting fire to the car, but then clearly then.
And then that one there. And then it was a red one. It caught fire the whole house. It was all the sparks and all around it. It was actually the door went up first. And then I knew straight away that was it gone.
Was there anyone in the property at all?
No, the property was completely empty, no. That's what I says, I was standing there watching it. And literally told them before they lit the fire, I says, this is my house here. I'm sure they didn't care anyway, did they?
What's your message to the people who have wrecked your property? And
It's not one of their own. One of their own. I understand they're all angry and all that, but I've just lost a home, so...
While buses and houses were burnt out in Belfast this week, you might have noticed a lack of Irish tricolours. Some nationalists no doubt took part, but there's been a clear difference between loyalist and Republican communities in the city. For most of Belfast's history, working class Protestants were largely guaranteed jobs in shipbuilding and manufacturing, which were passed down through generations, meaning education wasn't a priority. A connection to Britain was maintained through the trade unions and the highs and lows they experienced together across the UK. Once these industries began to collapse in the 50s and 60s, however, it looked as though a focus on education might emerge. But the outbreak of the Troubles and the violent response to internment without trial in 1971 saw loyalist paramilitaries take over and control Protestant working class areas of the city. Role models for young kids became drug dealers and men with guns in place of church leaders and teachers. Any form of social, cultural or educational progress stalled, which is one of the reasons why modern day unionism in Belfast is sometimes compared to a frozen version of 1950s Britain. Today, Catholic girls rank top for educational achievement in the north of Ireland, while Protestant boys rank last. The industries which once guaranteed jobs are long gone, but under the watch of paramilitaries, the culture of not valuing education has remained. These areas have been categorised as sink estates, defined by unemployment, lack of aspiration, poverty, and the breakdown of the family as a unit. The sense of a shared working class Britishness, which was upheld by the trade unions, has been replaced by a shared hatred for minorities. Their presence in these areas is a result of a shrinking local population, but they aren't its cause. Instead of pointing out this history and trying to pull their communities out of the cycle, unionist politicians have reinforced it, because a fear of the other is what guarantees votes and a place in government under the Good Friday Agreement. The violence within certain communities in Belfast this week is a reflection of decades of deceitful politicians and paramilitaries, who've directed the blame for their situation on immigrants instead of themselves.
Pretty grim, isn't it?
That's the Irish politics summed up in 30 seconds.
Right.
They did it to themselves.
All right, well, I've only got 2 more clips of this stuff, and then we get onto the very conspiratardy, flat earthy stuff. So I know it's all a bit grim, but, you know, it's been a grim couple of weeks. What can I tell you? All right, so we spend so much of our time these days dealing with and listening to disgusting racists. Hopefully 1 or 2 of them are watching, because this is where your bullshit leads.
You live in Illinois. Doing what? Doing what?
Why are you taking pictures from me?
I do whatever the fuck I want. This is my area. My dad fought for this area. This is our area, lad. The fuck are you talking about? Taking pictures. I do whatever I do whatever the fuck I want in this area. But I do whatever the fuck. But I do whatever I want in this area.
So who's asking you to do that?
Me.
For what?
For my reasons.
Why?
Who the fuck asked you to come to this country?
The government.
The government?
Yes.
Why?
Ask the government,
We don't want it here. We're not wanted here. Fuck off back to your own country. You just wrecked Africa and now you just want to come back here. The white man left us everything in Africa. He left us all the fucking infrastructure 60 fucking years ago, and you just wrecked the place. You just fucking wrecked it. These are fucking despicable people. So you are. These are fucking rats. Because you're getting fucking all sent home anyway. You're all getting sent home.
Are you okay, mate?
I'm fine, bro.
You fine? You're sure you're fine?
Easy, bro. I'm easy.
I don't think you're okay, mate.
I don't think you're okay living in these fucking areas, bro. Coming over here, taking our fucking houses. I don't think you're okay.
Houses?
You are.
Me?
Oh, you. Because you're in fucking Nigeria and you're coming over here taking our fucking houses. You need to fuck off.
You're
back
okay,
home.
mate.
I'm fine, bro.
You're not fine,
I'm
man.
fine, bro.
You're not fine, man.
You're not fine.
You're not fine.
We'll see. We'll see. Not a bother, lad. See your house, you watch your house tonight, your house, your windies. You're all getting burnt. You're all getting burnt out and sent home, lad. You not see the news? You're all getting burnt out and sent home. Nobody wants us here. You're not wanted here. What the fuck do you come here for? What'd you come to Belfast? Not to say on a map all the big fucking cities in the world, and you decided to come to Belfast. Why? Why?
Ask yourself,
Why?
man. Ask the government. Why are you talking
But we
to
don't
me?
want to
Ask
hear.
the government,
We don't want to hear, bro. You're all getting, the government's, you're all getting sent home anyway. People's already talking to the government. You're all getting put in a fucking boat and sent home back to where you belong. You understand what I'm saying, Tilly?
I understand.
That's all right.
You
That's
don't
all right.
understand what I'm
No,
saying,
no,
man.
you're going home, so you are. Why do you think you're staying here? Do you think you're staying here or something? Do you? Not a fucking chance of it, bro. Getting sent, put in the boats and sent home.
Move.
D!
That's where it leads.
Was that a police officer getting his head stomped in?
No, he was a delivery driver.
Oh, right.
All right, some bus wankers next, led by Danny Tommo, who has hired a double-decker to drive around London so he can make a big announcement. Enjoy.
But tonight is going to be an opportunity for people to be involved properly. This isn't about protesting. This isn't about walking down roads with flags. This isn't about anything but creating a resistance to what we believe is coming in this country. So, tonight, this evening, before the England game starts, we're going to announce something. We're not looking for weak men and women. We're not looking for the moaners. We're not looking for those that might come or might not come. What I'm fed up of seeing is putting things out on social media. And it's not about patrols either. We're not patrolling anything. This is about having an army of patriots, thousands and thousands of British and English men and women that can be called upon and relied upon to come to things that need to be done. I'm talking about putting boats in the English Channel. I'm talking about taking control of Dover. I'm talking about taking control of certain elements of cities. What I have seen happen in the last few years in my country is unacceptable and can no longer be accepted. So what are we going to do about it? Are we going to continue to talk on social media, talk about how bad things are, about how bad it was for Henry Novak, how bad it was for the gentleman in Belfast, how bad it was for Anna White? No. We're going to produce a way of connecting those that are committed to doing something different. Because that's what I'm about. This isn't about patrolling. This isn't about protesting. This is about having an army of patriots who can take control of each individual city at any given time with a simple text or message sent to them. No more talking. No more of sitting around and saying, I wish we could do this. I'm fed up. We're fed up of walking down roads. I went to Belfast and I took some elements of what they do in Belfast. I'm not talking about the fires. I'm not talking about the violence in that sense. I'm talking about other elements. And I believe that we need to send a message that will shine through governments, through authorities, and to the heart of them to realise that we have had enough. And saying we've had enough and going on Facebook, going on Instagram and saying it does not cut it. Our women are being targeted. Our children are scared. Our communities are changing. So we're on our way. We've hired a bus. I've picked the lads that are around me, the ones I can trust at this moment. England is too soft at the moment. And men of this country, especially those that are saying they want to commit to something, okay, let's do it then. Let's put 50 boats in the English Channel. Let's take Dover. Let's send a clear message. What I mean by that is no, if the police are watching or whatever, you have taken it to this level. You could have protected us at any point. You could have prevented these boats. When I look at the kind of individuals that are committing crimes, migrant crimes, severe crimes in this country that have been committed by men that are entering our country through the south coast of England, we no longer can accept that. They are not listening. They're not listening. They're not listening to our protests. They're not listening to our flag waving. They're not listening to anything. So we're going to change it. And we're going to try something different. I'm going to bring together in the next few months a huge army of resistance to what's going on. And as anyone knows, if anyone can get it done, I can get it done. We're going to make sure that every city in the United Kingdom under the Patriot platform has an ability to push back. So you don't have to put a Facebook post out and hope that they arrive, because they will be committed and they have to arrive. Because if they don't arrive, then they're gone. They're off the platform. This is about commitment to pushing back, commitment to fighting back, and do it in a different way to what we've seen. Everything we've done up to now does not work. And I know there are millions and millions of men and women around this country that are ready for something different. And that is what's happening. If they won't listen to us in the conventional way of protesting, which is sending a message to them, then we'll do things differently. We'll do it under a Christian banner, because we are all Christian men. We all go to church. We all love our country. We all want to protect our children and our women. And the most important thing is the future of this nation. I'm an Englishman, but I want this to become something for everyone. I'm talking directly to the Scottish lads. I'm talking directly to the Welsh lads. And I know for a fact, after speaking to the Northern Ireland lads and the Irish lads yesterday, everyone is ready for this. So let's do it. Let's get it done. And I promise you, from the bottom of my heart, I will do everything to make sure this goes the way it needs to go. I'm not looking at getting anyone arrested. I'm not looking at getting anyone sent to prison. As everyone knows, that's not my MO. But we are about to do something that has never been done before. And if once this is launched, and you'll understand more once we get to our destination and we launch the way we do not get involved unless you are committed to doing something different. If you are worried about putting your face and being on the streets, don't bother. If you're a weak person, don't bother. We're looking for the strong Christian element of this country. Belfast has shown what it means for a community to stand up. And it only works when the committed get involved. And that's what we're looking for. So, thank you for listening. And stay tuned for the launch of this, because it's going to be very important that people understand that enough is enough. If we don't do something different now, our whole country will fall away. And I'm not prepared to allow that to happen. So I'm going to do everything I can to make it change. And no more protests, no more flag waving, no more Instagramming, Facebooking about our problems. I want to go back to our roots. I know there are millions of men in this country that are prepared to do something different. And I'm calling on you. I'm calling on the Scots. I'm calling on the Welsh. I'm calling on the Irish and the Northern Irish lads. And of course, I'm talking directly to the English. When it comes out, make sure you get involved. But if you're not committed, don't bother. Speak to you soon. Thank you.
This is England. Don't ask why I'm England till I die. Stick on the telly and they're telling me it's falling. Country full of race. What are you doing? The streets are saying that it's written up a morning. Benefits are rampant, the borders are opening. Streets are boarded, the prices are soaring. Crime unreported, the crisis ignoring. The rich getting richer, the poor get extorted. I'll paint you the picture of broken, distorted England.
That's Danny Tommo's army there. Is going to take over cities.
Wait a minute. Was he just using black music to say to the black people that they can't come to the country?
I think so.
God damn.
Jem, I've got to say, right, about this particular person, I've never seen him before until just now. And it's obvious to me that he's taking an issue which people care about.
It's
no.
no. Oh, okay.
That he's Oh my god, you made me lose my train of thought. Oh right, yeah, that he's trying to sell. He's trying to sell this idea because that we like a gimmick, like we'd go put boats in the English Channel, and
Right.
it seems obvious to me that it's just for his own publicity, right, to get famous. Like
Right.
it doesn't seem to me like it's obviously a gimmick, right? It's not going to do anything. You can put 30 boats in the English Channel, all you do is get sent home, you know.
Right.
So I don't know.
Well, he did actually get them to buy him a boat, and he has been out in the English Channel, but you know, he can't do anything, and he knows he can't, and that's the trouble with all, because I sense that he wants to have a revolution. That's what he really wants to do, but whenever he says all this stuff on social media about it, or he has to keep reiterating that he doesn't want any violence, and he doesn't want anyone to break the law, and he doesn't want to set fire to anything, but what he really wants is for that to happen organically somehow, and then for him to sort of latch onto it and lead it. I think.
I think like saying that he wants a revolution though takes him like as if he's. I would disagree because I think he just wants fame, right? He wants
probably
hits. You know,
other people have said that.
Yeah, I think it implies if saying he wants a revolution implies that he's serious about any of this. I don't think he's serious at all.
Right. Because I mean, what can he do? What do you mean take over a city? I mean, what does that mean? How do you take over a city?
Just wait for the launch.
yeah, but it just seems like I don't know what it seems like. But I guess I don't know whether you have to pay to sign up to this thing, but I bet you do. All right, well, we're all racists out now. Got no more racist stuff. Let's get some conspiratarding done. Some UFO nonsense first. Meet the bugosphere.
So apparently, they actually captured real alien technology in Colombia, and it's all on video. You know those orb UFOs we've been seeing zipping around in faraway, blurry, shaky phone cam footage? Well, they caught one, or so they say, after it fell from the sky after getting shocked by a power line. Called the bugosphere, observed by multiple witnesses and recovered by a group of amateurs near Buga, Colombia. And it was all caught on camera by two separate individuals, from it flying around before falling to the ground to them actually walking up to it, which honestly looks pretty convincing. They claimed the sphere was freezing cold to the touch when they first picked it up, and that one of them also got very sick for days after touching it. It weighed about 4.5 pounds when they first recovered it, but after taking it to a lab, it somehow weighed closer to 22 pounds, about 5 times heavier. It's engraved with all these crazy looking designs, symbols, and grooves that go all around it. On the front, there's a particular pattern that looks like a circuit board, surrounded by what appear to be characters in an unknown language. When using AI to translate it, it read, "The origin of birth through union and energy in the cycle of transformation. Meeting point of unity, expansion, and consciousness. Individual consciousness." Okay, take that with a grain of salt. Among the researchers in the independent lab that took it in for study was X-ray radiologist Jose Luis Velasquez, who performed a series of in-depth scans on it, and he found out just how impressive this object really is. The scans determined the sphere is made of 3 very dense layers, has a chip-like core on the inside with perfect internal symmetry, and has 18 tiny microspheres inside of it as well that happen to align with the circuit board pattern on the outside, which ufologists are claiming is what powers the device's anti-gravity, possibly a zero-point energy propulsion system. 32 dots align the grooves that surround the entire sphere, which appear to have been drilled out from the inside. Despite it having no signs of welding, joints, or seams anywhere along its surface, yet appears to be a completely homogeneous object, which is just impressive engineering by any means. It was also measured as emitting its own electromagnetic field, and its surface temperature was unusually variable, going up and down at all times. It also didn't react to heat, neither scorching nor even getting hotter when they put a blowtorch to it, and when they poured water on it, it evaporated while staying completely cool to the touch. Rumors went around that Russia contacted the team in possession of the sphere with an offer to purchase it, before it was sent to Mexican authorities, who allegedly now have possession of it and are studying it further. We do know for sure it's an artificial object, whether it be man-made or extraterrestrial made. And obviously the internet is in an uproar, absolutely insisting this is just another hoax. I just think it's funny that when we get blurry, shaky cam UFO videos, skeptics claim it's inconclusive and demand high quality footage, but whenever we do get tangible, conclusive, and up-close evidence like this, the same people call it fake. Which, hey, it very well might be, but man, I really hope it's not.
Fake as fuck. What else can I tell you?
Wow, he's crazy about the World Cup, Jeb.
Oh, you think that might be the World Cup? It could be, couldn't it? Didn't look unlike
World
it. I've got one for you now, BD. You'll like this. Some flat earth medical advice now from fittest flat earther who has cured skin cancer.
You want to see something amazing? Gen Z finally got something right. Young people grew up hearing about skin cancer. Now they're tan maxing. At first thought, you might think it's ridiculous, but I want to show you a few things that your doctor never told you. Let's first take a look at this USA Today article in one of the lead stories on Yahoo. Gen Z grew up hearing about the warnings of skin cancer, tanning beds, and the importance of sunscreen. Yet now some are ignoring all those years of sun-safe education. It's terrifying, says Dr. Tommo, a board-certified dermatologist. Well, what's so terrifying about it? Is it because you're worried about the C word? Well, like I said, let me show you something your doctor probably never told you. Skin cancer has an excellent survival rate, exceeds 95%. And when caught early before spreading, it has a 99% survival rate. Okay, well, maybe you're saying, well, why would I even want to increase my chance of dying 1% or 5%? Well, let me show you something else. Do you know here in America, heart disease is the #1 cause of death in America, claiming roughly 680,000 lives each year? And well, did you know this amazing thing about the sun? It gives you vitamin D. And research shows that vitamin D deficiency is strongly associated with a higher chance of heart disease. So like I said in the beginning, Gen Z, they actually have something right here. They're decreasing the chance of getting heart disease, the #1 killer in the United States, and maybe increasing the chance of getting skin cancer by a little bit. Oh, which has a 95% survival rate and 99% when caught early. Now the problem is they're probably lathering up with all sorts of tanning oils and putting chemicals all over them when cooked by the sun. Well, it probably is going to increase your chances of skin cancer. Here's an idea. Get in the sun, allow your body to absorb some, and then maybe put on a UV blocking shirt or get in some shade before you start to burn. Or get yourself some coconut oil and lather up in it. A nice non-toxic substance you can put on your body and help block some of the sun. Oh, and while we're at it, ditch the sunglasses because your eyes are what help you regulate melatonin, which helps you not burn. Oh, and while we're also at it, the sun, it's good for your eyes. I actually cleared up my vision by sun gazing. And look, I'm looking right at it and I'm not even squinting because I started smart and gradual while it's on the horizon. You guys haven't figured it out yet, huh? The mainstream, they're lying to you. They want you sick, so you rely on their poison medicine. But of course, all this for entertainment purposes. I'm a satire account, not a health professional. You don't want to listen to anything I say. Have a lovely day. Oh, entertainment only, of course.
Oh, he did the winky thing. I hate it when they do the winky thing.
Good that he said it was entertainment only.
Yeah. Anyway, I got it wrong. He didn't cure skin cancer, but he did come up with a good argument for getting it, didn't he? So, you know.
Like looking at the sun thing. That's a new one.
Let's trade off one deadly disease for another deadly disease. Yes. Just keep gambling with your life.
Oh no, that sun gazing thing has been around a while. I can remember some flat earther talking about it in a Google Hangout once, that far back.
Yeah, it's
And
it's been a while though.
How he had tried it and it fucked his eyes up.
The worst part about that is how contrived it is. It's like why go for that solution to lower your risk of heart disease when there's way bigger impacts? It's so contrived just to say at the end, basically, I don't like products with chemicals in them. You know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
dumb,
you could just
wasn't it?
go to the store and buy some vitamin D, and get a lot more vitamin D in your body than sit out in the sun ever will. Hello.
Oh, there's somebody's dog with us. She Bill. Right, a little compilation of flat earth TikToks now. Enjoy.
If that's the moon, and that's the sun, what is the other side of the world seeing right now?
8 inches of curvature per 1 mile in all directions. That is 100% flat. Barry, the Earth is flat. 100% flat. There's no curve. 190 mile either side. 180 degree, what you can see in your visual line of sight, you can catch about 190 miles. That's proof in the fact that that is a flat as a matter of fact. If you can see 190 miles this way to that way, and it's level, that means there's no curve.
Oh dear, are you crazy? Gravity does not exist. Get a balloon, rub it on your jumper, sweep it over your head, you see your hair go up. Where's the gravity there? Get the balloon, sweep it over some dust, you see the dust jump up in the air. There's no gravity. When something falls, like all these leaves are falling on the floor, why do they fall? Because they're heavy. They're up there at the minute. But then they die and they fall off, and they fall because they're weighty. In Mexico, there's even a river what flows uphill. Check it out. There's also a reverse waterfall in India. I know there's many of us flat earthers out there. Tell them about this. About our gravity. Believe what you want to believe, but I know for a fact. Look, my hair's going up in the air. Where's the gravity? The Earth is flat. This is the ice wall. People always ask, so what's at the edge? Well, the ice wall. Look, you can see it here where I'm stood. This is the ice wall. Let me zoom in on the ice wall. And then people ask, where does the ice wall go to? Does that go on and on and on? No, it stops. And gravity, when it stops, gravity goes the opposite way. Right, I'll show you here. So in the distance, you can see it's flat. See it? Let me go left. I can get about a good 360 because I'm on a little island. And it's flat. I'm going all the way around 360 and it's flat. And there's the ice wall in the distance. You can't see it, but that's why you can't see it, because it's in the distance. But look how flat that is. I've gone all the way around the island. Now tell me the Earth is not flat. Where was the curvature there? I've just gone round the world. I'm on a little island. I've just gone a 360 and it's flat. If somebody say, yeah, you don't understand the curvature of the Earth, it's like 26 miles, just one little curvature. I've just gone around the world.
Now here's a neat video. This couple was trying to disprove flat Earth theory, so they took a laser out across water, a lake, 16.42 miles away to measure the curvature of the laser over water. You can see right there, 16.42. The observer would have had to have been 130 feet tall in order to see the laser from 16.42 miles away. However, the camera was only 2 feet above the water and could still see it. Explain.
It's just the same old shit over and over and over, isn't it?
How did you find a gay flat earther, Jem? That must be the first one.
Which one? Was he a gay boy?
He looked, I mean, I don't know. That looked to me like the first gay flat earther ever, that blonde one at the end, who was saying my hair's up in the air, the sky. So
he set off your gaydar, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, you didn't know Lemonberg very well then.
Lemonberg, yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, he was as bent as a 9-bob note, as we like to say. All right, a flat earth TikToker who has often appeared in our TikTok compilations is the heavily filtered Natter Problem. Here she is in action.
It's almost unbelievable, isn't it? We have thousands of years of consistent, observed, lived-in reality recorded across every culture before us of how the Earth looks. And yet, we're convinced by a newer model that's been around for at most a couple hundred years that every single ancestor we've ever had was wrong. Because, of course, we actually live on a wet ball flying through infinite space at over 500,000 miles per hour whilst orbiting a sun that is 93 million miles away. Our ancestors weren't just simple, they were obviously blind to the truth that we in our modern times have discovered. And of course this video is for entertainment purposes only, but see when you actually think about that. How could an entire planet have misinterpreted its surroundings for thousands of years? How could they all have gotten it so wrong consistently? They were all so far off the mark, yet they all depict Earth in the exact same manner. A fixed base enclosed by a firmament with the sun and moon and stars within it. Hundreds of civilizations across thousands of years. And it's wild that they all managed to get it so wrong, yet so similar. We've been told that the ancient world was primitive, but look closely at these depictions. Does this look like a primitive misunderstanding of the world to you? No, me neither. This is master level understanding of geometry, resonance and harmonic alignment of the sky. They were not guessing, they were measuring. The globe is a glitch in the timeline of human observation. It's a modern imposition. If you want to know what the world actually is, maybe you should stop looking at NASA composites and CGI images and start looking at the thousands of years of consistent data that came before it. Civilizations before us were never primitive. We haven't evolved at all. We've been led to believe that we've evolved to hide the truth which enables control. We are all modern slaves, and the shape of the earth is exactly what keeps us there. So I thought I'd make a video for entertainment purposes only, of course, just to show you all some of the coincidences I've uncovered about the Antarctic Circle. So as we all know, Antarctica is a continent on the bottom of this spinning ball that we all live on. And most of you know that various countries have staked their claim on certain parts of Antarctica. Countries around the world exclusively own areas of Antarctica because they discovered it first. And so they claimed that area of the ice. So all these bases belonging to all the different countries are scattered around the continent. But there's also a part of Antarctica that's forbidden to enter, which is called Marie Birdland. And this area is specifically mentioned in the Antarctic Treaty. If you do not know what that is, it's a political agreement signed in 1959 by 58 countries, and it prohibits any exploration whatsoever to this area of Antarctica, Marie Birdland, making it the largest single unclaimed territory on Earth. So to get to my point, as you probably know, some people believe that the Earth is not actually a ball. I know, crazy. These people believe that the Antarctic Circle is actually the perimeter of a flat Earth, and it's not a continent as we've been told. They say Antarctica is an ice wall which surrounds the Earth, and that's why it's called the Antarctic Circle. So logically, if this was true, then surely Antarctica could be accessed from anywhere around that circle, not just from Argentina and Australia, as we're currently able to access it. And so what's to stop anyone from going as far south as possible from anywhere on Earth and reaching it? Because surely the military could not patrol the whole 360 degrees boundary if it actually was the perimeter of Earth, would they? But what if, hypothetically speaking, these bases and research stations, which belong to all the different countries, were physically in the same section of the map as the country that they're said to belong to? That way, that country's own military would patrol that section of the border, of the wall. Now that would be an interesting idea, wouldn't it? So I wonder what would happen if we overlaid the political map of the bases onto a flat Earth map to see if they match the countries around the Antarctic Circle. It doesn't match, so it can't be. But wait, what if we rotate the map? No, that doesn't match either. Oh well. Wait, what if we rotate it and mirror it? Oh my gosh. What would you know? That matches perfectly, and each base is now in the same section of the map as the country it belongs to. And this big space here matches Marie Birdland, the unclaimed territory that the Antarctic Treaty mentions. Wow. Just how much of a coincidence is that? And there's something else. Did you know that Antarctica, which is one big continent on the bottom of a ball, remember, actually has 24 different time zones? Yes, 24 time zones. But it's obviously just another coincidence that the time zones flow around the map in 1 hour increments when you overlay the time zones of the continent onto the flat Earth map. Exactly matching how time zones flow in 1 hour increments around Earth. That gives us our 24-hour days. And it matches the country who owns its time zone perfectly. Definitely just another coincidence though, because obviously the bases in Antarctica aren't really in their own country. That would be impossible. They're definitely a continent on the bottom of the spinning ball, just exactly like you were taught. I want you to look at this behind me now. What is that in the sky? The moon. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm not sure if you're aware or not, but if I'm seeing the moon at 8 AM, everyone on Earth has seen the moon at their relevant 8 AM. We all have the moon at the same local time. Think about that for a second. So just like we all have the sun in our time zone at 12 PM every single day, regardless of where you are on Earth, we also all have the moon in our time zone at the same local time. I took that video at 8 o'clock this morning. It's now 12:30 in the afternoon. So where the moon was earlier at 8 AM, the sun is now there. Because at 12 PM, the sun is in my time zone, the time zone of the UK. At 12 PM, the sun is in everyone's time zone, no matter where on Earth you are. Where is the moon? I wonder. There you go. There's the moon. Moved from there to there. Do you really think that that moon is going up and down? Seriously? So, hours ago, it was there, now it's there. So what is it doing? Is it moving across the sky, or is it going up and down, like you've been taught? Just like the sun. The sun came from over that way, and it's now in my time zone, and as it gets nearer to sunset, it's got to go away over that way. Now, something tells me that the sun is moving through the sky and the moon is moving through the sky. Don't know what you're seeing, but that's certainly what I'm seeing.
God, she is annoyingly dumb.
Who is it? What is that accent she has?
Scottish.
Dunning-Kruger.
Oh, sorry about that.
Hey, it's all, you know that part where she overlaid the Antarctica onto the map? It's almost like it was projected from the continent downward to the pole, you know?
I know. And all this
And
stuff
there's
about
24
it
hours
being
time
the
zone.
base being in the country where it belongs to. So where's our base then? How's that work? Because we've got a base there, right?
Well, yeah, but the claims are different. The claims are pre-Antarctic Treaty, basically.
I just liked when she had all those quote ancient images. Those were all quite modern renditions. And they go, oh, the primitive civilizations without any level of instrumentation.
Right. Got it wrong. Well, yes, they did. What do you expect? And apparently, she said we've only had the globe for a couple of 100 years. I don't know where she got that one from. That's a new one. I've not heard that one before. All right, we managed a whole show last time with no David Weiss, but I just couldn't manage two. So here he is, bullshitting a school principal.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, Kingdom Culture Conversations, it is July 20th. And students, we are winding down. I know this is heartbreaking information. We are winding down the summer, preparing for the 26th 27 school year, and we have enjoyed a summer. I'll tell you, Dave, this has been an amazing summer because I've had the opportunity to talk to so many people like yourself that have different perspectives on creation and the way we look at the earth. But I will say this, is that this episode probably has the highest amount of student interest. We had 2 students come into my office today. Keep in mind, it's the middle of June.
What grade are we talking about?
These are the students that came in today were sophomores.
Okay.
And they wanted to know if I'd recorded the interview yet and if they could hear it.
This is the topic that blows people's minds. Deep down inside, your soul knows the earth is flat. It's just the nonsense, right? Common sense tells you the earth is flat and stationary. Only nonsense tells you otherwise. And, you know, can I talk for a minute here?
Absolutely. Go for it. I
want to make I say flat earth, the flat earth truth, the globe lie is the most important deception that the people, and I'll use that term lightly, that run this world have. It's the most important topic for us. And people say, well, how can you say that? There's child trafficking, there's war, there's famine, all sorts of stuff. But this is the one that lets them get away with that. If you're lost in space, spinning out of control, think you evolved from a pond scum, you're giving away your true power. You don't know who you are, where you are, what this place is. And that's how they can get away with all of this stuff.
What motivates these people? Is it pure, unadulterated evil? Is it spiritual in nature? Or is there some sort of riches that they're in pursuit of? Or is it both?
It's all of that. It's all of that and more. It's about control. If you had a pet mountain lion and you lived on a 1/4 acre with a fenced-in yard, and you let that mountain lion out in the yard, he's going to pace that fence all day long. He's going to be pissed off, right?
Right.
So then you move to an acre. He's still going to be going. But then you go move to 500 acres, right? He's going to see that fence and he's going to that's all right. I'm going to go this way. I'm going to kill a muskrat, right? And it just does what it does. But you put a human in 500 billion square miles, which is bigger than the earth allegedly is. What happens when you see the fence? We want to go. We want to see what's on the other side of that fence, right? So how do you put us in a prison with no walls? It's a sphere, right? They took our map, they cut it out, they wrapped it around a ball, and said, Truman, this is where you live. There's nothing else to explore. The Truman Show is a documentary about our life.
Yeah, brilliant.
Any of you guys that haven't seen the Truman Show yet, you have to see the Truman Show. You have to. I'm sure you all saw The Matrix. That's another documentary, and I'm sure you guys have saw the comedy Idiocracy. You know that movie?
I've not seen that one yet, but I've heard it's good.
It used to be a comedy, but now it's a documentary. Right? So these are all actually important things to decode. And there's a beautiful thing. And I'm going to get to your question because I'm all over the place. It's called revelation of the method. They always have to tell us what they're doing. They love telling us what we're doing because if we're too stupid to say no to their ridiculous stuff, then tacitly we're saying yes. So they always tell us everything, but they do it in strange little ways. They do it in TV shows, truth in the movies, lies in the news, right? Don't watch the news. The news is steering your mind. North, east, west, south, news, NEWS. So they do it for control. They do it to depower us. And this is the one where I lose almost every high school student. First, I don't identify with chronological age, but when I was in elementary school, they used to have prayer time. But then the separation of church and state, right? And they took prayer out, and I was like, yeah, that's good. You know, I was all for it. But there's in flat Earth. I'm trying to because I don't want to lose your students, right? It's definitely not a religious thing, but the Bible is biblical. The Bible is a flat Earth book. There's over 200 verses in the Bible that all talk about flat Earth, and there's none that talk about a ball, about a sphere, about other planets. None of that. All of that is not. It's all absolute nonsense. But one of the reasons they hide it is because they want to separate you from, I'll say, the creator or God, whatever word makes you feel more comfortable, use that. And because somebody that, if you have faith, like, I believe in God, then you can be dissuaded that maybe there's not a God. But if you know the earth is flat, I used to be, I'll say it, an atheist, which is the biggest, craziest religion of all. But when I found out that the earth is flat, it's not the shape, it's it's flat and enclosed. That can't happen by a big bang. That means there's a creator. And there is a verse in the Bible, in the Quran, that says, basically, once you see my creation, you can no longer deny my existence. And basically, once you see what the earth really is, you can't deny that I didn't create it or someone didn't create it.
Romans chapter 1.
Yeah, there you go.
Romans 1.
Yeah. So when somebody knows the truth, they're very powerful. Well, I'm only one person. There's nothing I could do. Like, I used to wake people up to the big, other falsities. I don't know if we want to go down that rabbit hole. The other big deceptions, and they'd go right back to sleep. But when you wake someone up to flat Earth, they never, ever, ever stop thinking about it. There's not a day in your life after you wake up to flat Earth that you don't think about flat Earth before your feet touch the floor when you wake up. What subject do you teach?
I'm like a principal, so
Okay.
I don't actually teach day to day.
All right. You need to fire all your history teachers. They're wrong about everything. They're wrong about everything. Your geology teachers, they're wrong, right? They're wrong about everything. Now, biology, that's somewhat, there's some truth to that.
You'll let them pass.
Yeah. But by the way, teachers are good people. They're here to educate.
Amen.
But Jeff, how do you become a teacher? I want to become a teacher and I'm learning XYZ topic. Do I challenge it or do I memorize it and regurgitate it?
Yeah.
Right.
Good point.
In 1902, the Rockefellers took over the education system and they changed everything. You go find some textbooks before 1910. They talk about when Christopher Columbus got here, there was cities that were already built. San Francisco was fully built. The bridges were already there, right? Everything was already built before that time. And there was all of these buildings, these palaces, stuff that we couldn't build today that the Native Americans and the people, the explorers, they're like, yeah, we don't know. These were here when we got here. We don't know. They've been here for 1,000 years. And there was advanced civilizations here before us. We're not at the pinnacle of civilization. So everything they're teaching us about history is wrong. I don't want to call it a lie. It is a lie, but it's wrong. Teachers are not liars. They're just repeating what they know, right?
Just repeating what they know.
That guy is taking him calling all of his teachers liars, like really, like relax.
I know.
Was the principal pranking Weiss?
No, it's a private Christian school that he's principal of, and he seems very interested in what Weiss has got to say.
Well, Jim, I don't want to bore your young viewers, so 6'7".
I seem to remember pictures of the bridges in San Francisco being built. I don't remember them actually being there when they showed up. You know,
They were already there, NASA shell.
They were.
But I thought it was interesting that he said when he was in elementary school, there was prayer time. And prayer time, I believe prayer was removed from American schools in 1962. Which means that if he experienced it, we've got to say he's at least 6 in 1962, right? Which makes him born in 1956, which makes him, I think that makes him 70, doesn't it, this year? 44, 64, 70. Yeah, that would make him 70 years old, wouldn't it?
Or he just made it up.
Yeah, or he just made it up, which I don't think he's 70. He could be, but I don't think he is.
I mean, a public school prayer, that is like, no, he's not possible. Not possible. He's like, he couldn't have been born, outside the 1970s.
Right, that's what I thought. I thought he was younger than me.
Yeah, let's say he's 45 years old. Yeah, okay.
Right. Just bullshit, isn't it? And what was the other thing? Some other stupid shit that he said that I can't remember.
This is the most you ever heard from the students, Jem. 2 students asked about this question.
Yeah. All right, more from Weiss now, and it's the jet fuel hoax.
There's free energy everywhere. You can pull energy out of thin air, right? We have aircraft that fly on free energy. You know about the jet fuel hoax?
No.
Okay. Airplanes don't use the amount of fuel that they say they use. They use probably single-digit percentage of what they say they use. Single-digit percentage. Not like 10%, like way less than 10%.
Yeah, and I'll offer my own affirmation of that, because when I sent these questions originally to Dave, what we're talking through today, I had a little bit of a working knowledge of what flat Earth looked like, but ever since our initial dialogue, I have gone through several of your documentaries. And in my theory, I have a theory that there is a growing fascination with flat Earth and geocentricity, because there is a substantial body of information, a substantial amount of science and data that the heliocentric global Earth does not explain. I'm wondering, Dave, from your perspective, is that the reason flat Earth? I mean, I saw a poll in 2021 that there are, and I'll put the link to this in the show notes, there are as many as 10% of Americans believe that the Earth may be flat.
I'm showing you, this is the people that have my app. Can you even see where we are?
That's unreal.
Yeah, it's crazy. This is on my app. There's 234,855. So almost 235,000 people. Those are just the people on my app that are using the Friend Finder. So
tell us about your website and tell us about your app.
So if you think the Earth is a globe, well, you're wrong. And if you're so sure and you think I'm crazy, I offer 3 Bitcoins, going down in price, but 3 Bitcoins is still $180,000 for one globe proof. But your globe proof can't start with, on a flat Earth, how does XYZ work? No, show me your globe proof. Axial rotation, curvature, none of it exists. Every experiment ever done to prove axial rotation or curvature has proven the opposite. Has proven that we're stationary and there is no curvature. So there is there's countless proofs. It's not about proving flat Earth anymore. It's now about spreading all the proof that we have, getting it to people such as yourself and students. You students, you're the future of our world. And the faster we know that we're not on a spinning ball, the faster we can stop being ruled by evil. All right. And here's another thing. When you tell a student God, you lose 90% of them. So I was going on that point before. School has done a great job of literally taking God and replacing it with science. Science is their God, right? The word science is great. Testable, repeatable, independent variable, dependent variable. That's science. No science is ever used on the globe. The heliocentric cosmological explanation is all pseudoscience. It's all made up nonsense. Is this a private school or a public school, Jeff?
This is a private Christian school. So we're the largest private Christian school in the state of Arizona.
So I'll talk about the app and the website in a second, but on the app, so the app is called the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. Don't try to remember that. Just remember flatearthdave.com. It's right there near the top of the website. Yeah. But in the homeschool section, I have a homeschool section because there's so much you can learn. There's creation science. Creation science. It's 2 teachers that used to be public or private school teachers that just couldn't take teaching science, evolution. They were forced to teach the curriculum, and so they broke off on their own and they do online teaching. It's phenomenal. If you're homeschooling your kids, you have to sign up for creation science, and if you're not homeschooling and you're going public school, you still have to sign up for it because it's absolutely amazing. It's all done over Zoom, I think. And I'll just give you the websites in case you don't go. It's creationstandard.com. Creationstandard.com. Tell them
And
I
I'll
sent.
put all this in the show notes, folks.
Yeah, creationstandard.com. It's absolutely. Here's the thing: most kids hate most schools. I don't know what your school, how your school is. I mean, this is giving me great hope for the future. What you're doing, but I hated school because deep down inside, my soul knew that I was being taught nonsense. It's just all garbage, all of it, right? The math that they teach you in school is corporate slave math, right? Like algebra, a little geometry. Okay, you can figure out a couple things. Of course, your basics, multiplication tables and stuff. That's all essential. But accounting too, managerial accounting. This is slave math. They don't teach you vortex mathematics. They don't teach you sacred geometry. Guys, look that up. Go search vortex mathematics on YouTube. And there's a guy, Randy, somebody, he's got a whiteboard. Looks really boring. He's like wearing like a white t-shirt and a whiteboard. And he'll blow your mind. Like me
most days.
Yeah, he'll blow your mind with what this vortex. And that literally, I see kids like, wow, they're fascinated with it. But most people later in life, now that they're fully programmed that the earth is a globe, you tell them the earth is flat. First, they're like, no, it's not, because that means I would have to have been scammed my entire life, and I'd have to admit that I was wrong. Nobody wants to do that. My entire worldview is being ripped out from underneath my feet. And I have to learn all over again. I don't want to go back to school. And so they won't even look at it. I was that guy. I'm never bored. And there's so much to learn every single day. I've been doing this for decades now. And, Flat Earth since 2014. But every day I can't wait to get up. And, I said one day, I said, I need more time. I need more time to research, right? I got insomnia. Now I have more time. I started waking up at 3:00 in the morning. I'm like, well, now I got more time. Great. Be careful what you wish for.
Oh yeah. So let's in the time that we have left, I want to ask you.
We can go. We're good as long as you want to go. I'm good. You're my last show today.
Awesome. Thank you. But I got together a whole bunch of high schoolers the last week of school, and I introduced them to your website, introduced them to a couple of your videos.
When did you send them to my website? How long ago was that?
This was in the third week of May.
Okay. It is a brand new website now, mind-blowing. On my website, I have in the bottom left corner, Stella, my assistant. She'll navigate you around the website. She'll find links for you, whatever you need. And on the right-hand side is AI Dave. You can ask him any question about Flat Earth, and he takes all of my knowledge, and he answers it in my voice better than I can sometimes. It's scary. We created it, and its knowledge is off of all of my interviews.
Where is the Garden of Eden?
Well, that's a great question. I think it's in the north, but no one's allowed. So let me finish where I was going with Antarctica, and we can talk about that. So there is no free and independent exploration of Antarctica. The only place they bring you is from the tip of Santiago in South America to that little tip that sticks out of Antarctica, and there's two islands out there. One is called Rothschild Island, the other one's called Deception Island. That's where they take you. That would be like coming from England going, I hear there's some stuff going on in California and Texas and Ohio that's really weird. I'm going to go check it out. So you come across on a boat, you land on the south shore of Long Island, and they say, well, you're only allowed to stay here in the Jones Beach Park. Well, do you know what's even going on the North Shore of Long Island, let alone California, Texas, or Ohio? No, you don't know anything, right? Because you're only allowed to explore that little area where they took you, and then they kick you out. They charge you $10 or $20, $50, $40,000, whatever, for 3 days. And so the average person can't even go there. Every country in the world agrees that there's no independent exploration of Antarctica. And they say it's all because the ice is, to be pure, and the penguins, right? And they made movies about the emperor penguins, that their migrational paths, and we don't want to screw that up because we screwed up the rest of the world. Nonsense. We have military whistleblowers that talk about mining operations in Antarctica, all sorts of stuff that's going on there that we don't know about.
Stuff we don't know about. He's great, isn't he, Dave? Just such a bullshitter.
I gotta go check AI Dave. If it has all his knowledge, that must be, 10 seconds worth.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
And remember, it's another thing, like we said before, where always looks like some of these people just look like they're trying to sell you something, and the fact that his app is always in the background, you can't make it up like how much of a, I don't know, a grifter he looks like.
And he does he does these podcasts, you know, he gets himself on these podcasts all the time. You know, when each week when I look, there's usually 3 or 4 that he's been on in a 2-week period, you know. And every time he picks up a couple more people for his app, you know. He must be making a fucking fortune.
He says he has 235,000 subscribers.
Yeah, and they're all paying. I think it's like $6 a month, isn't it? Or no, is it $6 a year or something?
Either way, big numbers.
Yeah, it's lots of money, isn't it?
Now, in that first segment, when you said there was some other bullshit you couldn't remember, I think it was calling the Truman Show and the Matrix documentaries.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was his reference to Idiocracy, and he's saying that that's now a documentary, and he doesn't seem to click that it's literally about people like him that have rejected science and have gone with internet bullshit, you know. But he doesn't seem to realize
I've talked about these documentaries. I've talked about these documentaries for a while, but I'm always teasing. I think he's serious when he calls these things documentaries.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he was way too serious because that professor, that principal, was just sucking his dick.
Totally, wasn't he? Totally. All right, Weiss is actually in this next clip, but it's not about him. It's more about his mate. I don't know who he is, and I don't know where he's from, but enjoy it anyway.
It is impossible for a pilot to fly in a straight line and a curved line at the same time. I talk to pilots every time I do my lives. I talk to countless pilots, both ones that believe in the globe and the heliocentric model and ones that believe in a flat geocentric system, which, by the way, there shouldn't be a pilot that believes in a flat system or flat earth or anything. I talk to countless ones. So how does a pilot ever get level flying over a sphere, and how do they stay level? When it's impossible.
Allow me to draw.
It defies physics.
Allow me to draw. Okay. The magic eraser. Actually, I don't even have an eraser. Okay. Here is the Earth. Down. I'm going to land the plane.
Go ahead, well, listen.
Down is to here. Okay? So, if you draw a line out to these airplanes, which actually would be like right here, but whatever. Level is a 90-degree angle to that line.
So level's curved. We understand. Level's curved.
Let me finish.
Yeah.
As you move along, yes, in space you are curving, but you're still at a 90-degree angle to that to the line to the center of the Earth. So yes, you are going around the Earth currently. That's correct.
All right, but that was
from your experience, you're level the whole time. This is how it works on my model. It makes sense. You agree? It makes sense on my model.
It works on your model, but that's not how flight mechanics works, and I'll explain it to you if you're willing to hear. Do you know what an attitude indicator is?
Yeah.
On an aircraft.
I don't know enough about it, but I know what it is. Yeah.
All right, an attitude indicator tells a pilot what the orientation is of their aircraft at all times and in real time. Every single pilot that knows what they're talking about agrees with me. Every one, 100%. So, for instance, when they take off, they're taking off like this off an airport, and let's say they're going at this angle, they're ascending in the air. That position is going to be reflected on the artificial horizon of an attitude indicator screen. There's no getting around it. Now, when they go, let's say they're going to do intercontinental flight, and they go, say, 35,000 feet, very common. Then they're going to get level. The only way they know they're level is by that same artificial horizon in that attitude indicator screen, the readout. That's the way they know. Every pilot then says they can fly straight and level for hours at a time. Now, we've got a huge problem because any of those aircraft can easily fly 500 miles per hour. In 1 hour, they will go 500 miles. Well, according to the drop from a tangent of 8 inches per mile squared, there will be 32 miles of drop from a tangent or curvature. What's making the aircraft follow the curvature of the Earth and not show in the attitude indicator screen? How does that work, sir? I know the answer.
The altimeter.
The altimeter has nothing to do with it. The attitude indicator, brother, the attitude indicator is the nail in the coffin. That's what tells the pilot the orientation of the aircraft at all times and in real time, whether they're rolling, pitching, banking, whatever they're doing, if they're going up, if they're, whatever the position is, and anything that knocks the aircraft around. Every pilot says they don't control the aircraft and make it nose down or make the aircraft do anything to make the aircraft follow the curvature of the earth. What's making the aircraft drop 8 inches per mile square or 32 miles in an hour at 500 miles per hour and follow the curvature of the earth?
Again, so it's basically, what was it called? An attitude?
It's called an attitude indicator, brother. I know quite a lot about it. I know quite a lot about it.
Which indicates whether or not the plane basically is the plane level. You know, it's rotating this way, this way, this way.
It tells that it does more
the
than
angle of the plane.
The orientation of the aircraft. It could be, and so here's the thing. Once they get straight and level, the only way they know they're straight and level and flying straight and level is the same artificial horizon screen. Consequently, if they decide to go downwards and go that way, it's going to show as well. So if they're flying this way, if they take off from the airport and they're going like this, it shows. So when they get like this, it shows. Now you're flying over a ball. At some point, you got to start going around it. What's making the aircraft, what's forcing the aircraft to follow the curvature of the earth?
All right, let him answer, and then I'm going to chime in.
All right.
Still level.
Yeah, no, I understand that's still leveled on a ball, but the attitude indicator doesn't know it's on a ball. The attitude indicator is holding rigidity. It's holding its level from when it started, right? So as the plane goes, it's going to start going, and the attitude indicator isn't going to curve. The attitude indicator holds rigidity in space. Let me ask.
The attitude indicator is going to show that it's still level.
Well,
wrong.
Again, okay. So, hold on.
Dave.
Go ahead, Sean.
Wait, I got to interject. Simon, you're wrong. The attitude indicator is going to show whatever the position is of the aircraft. What's making the aircraft drop to 32 miles in 1 hour at 500 miles per hour, sir? What is it, magic? What's happening?
No, it maintains its altitude.
Okay, but what's making it? What's making it follow the curve? How does it fly how do they fly in a straight line and then fly in a curved line at the same time?
If you maintain your altitude, then you will follow the curve of the earth.
But then the attitude indicator would show it. The attitude indicator would show it. So listen, we're at an impasse here. But answer this question.
Level.
Yeah, I understand. So let me ask you a question. If we had the attitude indicator hold rigidity in space and the Earth was flat, would the attitude indicator just stay level the whole time we fly and then land if the Earth was flat? It would show exactly what we're talking about, right?
Sure.
All right. Sure. But in your world, we have to think that how does the attitude indicator change with the curve? Yeah, I'm not sure. It doesn't. So it stays and we fly like that, and the attitude indicator points to space.
Then that's incorrect, because that's not what the attitude indicator does. You're suggesting that the attitude indicator is not going to show the drop from a tangent. And here's the problem, Simon, with all due respect. Every pilot immediately invokes gravity. I'm shocked you didn't go to gravity.
Yeah.
No, I mean, well, it is because gravity is pulling you to the center of the earth.
All right. So if you're saying gravity, if you're suggesting then that gravity is forcing the aircraft to change its orientation, if that is the case, it should show in the attitude indicator, but it does not. Welcome to Flat Earth, sir.
Welcome to Flat Earth, sir. What a
wank. God, these guys! This little bullshit thing is coming around again.
Unbelievable.
Pendulous veins. The answer is pendulous veins. Pendulous veins reorient the ADI, the altitude indicator, to determine what is down. Opie did big things on this, but
it's his little smug sort of like face when he's like, I know a lot about this, and when he's listening, you can see his eyes sort of like as if he's a teacher. Oh, that bothers me.
Right? Yeah. He reiterated how much he knew about it, didn't he? A couple of times. It was all a bit. But I always think when they do that, welcome to Flat Earth, sir, or something like that to sort of end the argument, they've lost the argument.
The attitude indicator isn't frozen like they think it is.
Right. Yeah, I think when they do that, they've lost the argument, right? When they end it and claim victory really means that they feel that they're losing. Alright, Dell has been making a bit more of an effort recently. Here he is with a bit of a physics lesson. And when I say physics, I mean made up bullshit.
This is to talk about the pull of gravity, the pull of magnetism, how I have been stating over and over again that when it comes to physical reality, there is no such a force as pull. So what people first and foremost have to comprehend is that mainstream science, when it's talking about gravity, Einsteinian gravity, it's talking about space balls. The other lovely notion that people have is, oh well, tug of war, you know, you have to pull on tug of war. Well, it's the same principles again, as I pointed out so many times before. In the case of tug of war, you have two oppositions. Both oppositions have to apply a pressure, so they have to press upon it. Now each side has to create a vector in the opposing directions, so the grip has to be attained here. And if you don't have what we call friction, something to grasp onto, and to now convert your force, your pressure, you now have to convert it in this direction and press upon the rope here to make it go the direction you want. And it's the same for the other side. Okay, you're applying the pressure, now you're converting the vector to go the direction towards you, and you create what's known as tug of war. Right? It's the same thing, it's pressure. Applied pressure makes things move. Okay? So again, you know, in the case of the space balls, that's the point I missed out. Right? Einsteinian gravity, the warping and bending of space-time, like, you know, this is somehow surrounded by a fabric that it's warping, and this is now falling into it and, you know, going around and around and around, right? It's total nonsense, right? But anyway, anyhow, that's in relation to planetoids. So, we've got a device here. The device here utilises electricity. Again, another discussion. We don't have a clue what electricity is, where it actually comes from, but we can utilise it to power motors. Now a motor is just another system of leverage. Okay, same principles. Something has to press on something else to create what we call motion. So in this case we get a high velocity rotation. So in people's minds they think maybe this thing has some sort of magical power where it can reach out and grab onto stuff and bring it inwards, like I was showing you with the rope scenario. And in this case, would you be imagining there's like invisible ropes coming from inside the hoover to bring the objects inwards? Right? No. What's happening is that there's a higher pressure here. There's an air pressure. And when this spins, it creates a lower pressure system, a lower pressure area, and the higher pressure surrounding it rushes in and takes whatever it is in the vicinity with it. That's how it functions. Right? Bringing me on to magnetism. Now I've got two magnets, and I'm probably going to insert a bit of Eric Laithwaite in here. See that? No contact. Right? So we seem to have, when you see magnetism depicted, we've got this kind of flow going on, right? Where some form of flow is being created, and I utilise the vacuum hoover because for me, my mind goes to these realms. This is the similar principles, that when we're looking at magnets, something similar has to be going on, right? Or again, you know, when the magnets come together, right? Again, it's just like the vacuum hoover analogy. What do you imagine's happening? Do you imagine that this one has like little, you know, fishing lines that it casts out and latch on and then winds this in towards it, right? Or is there some form of, you know, pressure mediation going on? People have postulated through years of a thing called the ether, some fabric, some invisible fabric that's there that supports the whole of reality, every bit of matter. It's the foundation of physical reality. You know, people call it God, people can call it whatever they like, right? My questions are, you know, what is actually going on? Now, globular earth proponents want you to imagine, again, every physical example I can demonstrate to you in actual reality of motion and acceleration and how it's achieved works on the principles of leverage, pressure variance, something presses on something else, or I decrease the pressure in a particular medium and the higher pressure within the medium pushes in to fill the void. Because nature abhors a vacuum. You cannot create a space of no thing within the natural world. It doesn't exist. And if you try to, you just keep getting the, you know, the pressure surrounding trying to push in to fill that void. So what are we imagining now? There's these invisible type fishing lines that wind in and bring it towards, or as some people have postulated, a kind of zero pressure point is being created when it comes to magnets. And whatever the ether is, like, you know, I showed you with air, we can show the same in water. You know, if I puncture a hole here, we get the pressure in here pushing towards that lower pressure system, that lower pressure area. So I would postulate the very same thing that's happening with magnets. We can't just, you know, I can't reason my way to imagining invisible nonsense, or as I've seen that they imagine there's, you know, this somehow fires out little balls that bounce off of this one, and that somehow translates to this one coming towards that one. I mean, how fucking ridiculous is that? You know, that's like me saying, well, if I keep hitting that, it's going to come towards me. I mean, don't be fucking ridiculous. Again, people laugh at these things, people overlook them. And why I make such a big deal about it is because gravity is invoked as a cause of acceleration and motion. They say things are pulled towards the earth, right? So your only option then is that you get invisible cords coming from the earth's centre that somehow reach out and latch onto objects, and then by some invisible cog winding mechanism wind stuff in towards it. It's fucking preposterous. Totally preposterous. Now again, they've got a fucking serious issue, and I don't know what's wrong with their mind. They're talking about centrifugal. When we talk about centrifugal, when you do that and you rotate something, there's an outward flow, right? A pseudo force, an effect. Everybody's experienced this. You stand on the merry-go-round and you feel a push outwards, right? They're now utilising this to try and talk about how things are attracted. It's fucking ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. And again, you've got these dipshits that want to invoke magnets and say, well, there is attraction and pull because the two magnets came together, just like that. Well, that's just akin to saying that the motor and the vacuum hoover attracted stuff towards it. It's fucking ridiculous. So where do they get the reasoning for that? I'll tell you where they get it, out their buttocks, right? Just imagine it, because everybody's hell-bent on keeping this three-dimensional space ball fantasy alive. And this is why they're getting stuck. This is why physics and mathematical physics, it gets stuck and goes into imaginative fairyland of invisible unicorns and fucking leprechaun farts. It doesn't mean anything, because they won't let go of the fucking ball earth. Right? So again, same principles with a ball earth. What's the problem here? Well, you get people here and you get people here, and you're spinning it, right? And it's moving like this. I mean, centrifugal is going to throw everything off, right? And again, if you use my principle of linear, uniform, straight line motion, well, there's a problem here, because how are you going to get stuff here to stay on the ball if you're putting it into motion? It's not going to work. It would only work up here, and then here things would start sliding off. This is reality. This is how it works. I'm going to keep going over this stuff. And again, I invite people. I'm not interested. No, you just don't understand. I've gave you demonstrations. don't dare coming back at me with notions of pull. Right? I've demonstrated it to you with a tug-of-war scenario. What else are you going to come up with? Huh? There's nothing. No such thing as pull. Doesn't exist.
He's getting worse, isn't he?
Well, I'll say one thing for him. He did describe how a vacuum cleaner or Hoover works.
Right.
He did describe that correctly, even. I'll give him that. After that, I was surprised because the rest of it was all wrong, but he got that 1 point correct. So
Right, but it's like the rest of it was like gin level stuff. Oh, people would be falling off the ball and just ridiculous nonsense.
That was some pretty heavy science. I never really thought about it like that, and that's for a good reason too.
And
well, like he said, I invite people to talk to me, but I don't want to hear explanations.
Right. And he does this sort of dishonest thing where he'll say, he did it there where he went, some people postulate there's ether, and and he's offering that up as an explanation for what's going on, but then he gets to the end of it and then he goes, my question is, what's really going on? Well, you've just provided what you think is going on, but you just said it's what somebody else says, and then you've not attached yourself to it. But why mention it if it's not a thing you believe? Why even mention it? But he did mention it. You know what I mean? It's sneaky what he does, and then all of this stuff about fishing lines winding stuff in and unicorns, and I mean it's just straw man after straw man after straw man. It's just pathetic, really.
It's just a confused man in a shed, isn't it? Let's be
Right.
honest.
But I always get this, when he does that, when he said that about they just won't let go of the damn ball or something like that, and you always get this sort of sense of frustration with Dow, and it's been like this since the very beginning. I remember when Tim Osman, who was a famous sort of anti-flat earth troll in the early days, arranged to have some sort of a hangout with Dow. And Dell was convinced that Tim was going to, reveal the secrets of the flat Earth to him. He honestly believes that there will be a day where it all comes out that the Earth is flat. He's absolutely convinced of it. Absolutely, I think.
I mean, let's say incredulity about magnets. They say this, they say. He's got no explanation, and what's that got to do with the shape of the Earth?
Right. Well, he's trying to prove that there's no such thing as pull, and if there's no such thing as pull, then things can't be pulled to the Earth by gravity.
Right. No such thing as pull, but he's using a magnet, and the magnet was attracted to it.
Right.
It was pulling it.
And his tug of war explanation, he said, but they have to grip it here and there has to be friction and then they apply a vector. What, you mean they pull it, is what you mean?
He's saying there's no such thing as pull, but he's a bit of a puller.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think he's not honest, and I think that he's convinced himself. He's become more and more convinced because he's never allowed any challenge. He never, if anybody does challenge him at all, he just shouts them down and kicks them out and mutes them, and he's never really seriously thought about any of the things that might challenge his ideas. He just gets angry and rejects them instantly,
If only he spent as long in school as he has in the tattoo parlor.
Yeah.
This is it, though. There's no point just conversing with him because he gets angry at people who've got explanations that he doesn't want to digest. He's probably relearned it since school. He's probably literally, whenever anything's explained to him, if it doesn't resonate with him for whatever reason, there's no part of him like most people thinking, I can't digest, I'm not capable of digesting that.
Yeah.
What's happening is someone else is talking gibberish and I have to revert to common sense to get a clear understanding of the world.
Right, yeah. I know best.
Yeah. That's it, isn't it? Basically.
Yeah. All right, Nathan Oakley isn't just an abusive twat. He's a proud abusive twat. Here he is, proudly playing a recording of himself, not being taken at all seriously by our very own Rob Noxious.
Would you like to hear a bit of it? I want to make a cup of coffee. If you want to hear,
yes.
Well, just by chance, I actually found the bit where I used the fisting metaphor. Do you want to hear that?
Oh boy.
Do you want to hear it or not? That's all you're gonna get.
Yeah, run it.
Yeah, I described how flat Earth was measured with azimuth and altitude. You, a fucking clown retard nobody, suggested that the wrong direction fallacy applied when you said that south was down. You fucking clown retard. That's not me losing, that's me fucking annihilating you, you stupid spastic.
No, Rob absolutely destroyed you.
Really? So south is down then? It's not like this has got a fucking fallacy named after it or anything. Rob's right and down is actually south. No, what I did was pin Rob Noxious down and fucking rape him with his own stupid fallacious use of down when describing azimuth, which is horizontal. What I did was fucking rape him. Not lose, destroy him.
Bro. We're the same. Me and you are like brothers, dude. We're both...
No, we're not. You're a fucking retard dropped on your head who no one cares about. Me, I take apart fucktards based on their use of fallacy when they suggest that azimuth in the horizontal has something to do with fucking down.
Jason Oakley. That's it. I'm changing my name to Rob Noxious 1980 right now.
Yeah, fuck what you do. Nobody gives a shit what you do. You're a fucking nobody. A nobody who used fallacy and then got raped by me for using it. I pinned you down and fucked you in your own asshole with your use of down when describing azimuthal directionality. You got raped. That's you losing badly.
Imagining it. You're role playing. It's your imagination.
Yeah, it's a metaphor. A metaphor for me fucking fisting him with down when he suggests that azimuth in the horizontal has something to do with directionality when he says down. That's me metaphorically fisting his asshole.
Yeah, keep role playing. It's very entertaining. Answer no questions, but keep talking shit.
Meanwhile, south is not down, as was suggested by this fucking retard called Rob.
Hey, the two Utes.
Sorry, stuttery bitch. Do you still think south is down? Sorry, you going to tell me I lost, you stupid fucking retard?
You know, I tried to explain to you that you don't understand, but...
Like, too dumb to understand that down is what? A horizontal azimuthal directionality? No, that's you fucking retard.
Whisper, don't mess up my grift, Rob. Don't mess up my grift. Neil gives me $10 a month. I buy a bake.
Right, this has just turned into another ad hominem fallacy because this fucking retard who used down instead of south suggests that this needs to be brought along to how I behave or what I do for money. No, south isn't down, you fucking retard. That's what I pinned you down and fisted you with.
It is. Whatever. Geographically,
I agree with Rob.
Oh, you agree with Rob? You think south is down, do you dumb fuck retard?
Geographically.
Sorry, Rob, but somebody agrees with you. I want to find out who the fuck this other retard who suggests that south is down is.
Yeah.
Are you agree?
Yeah, Rob totally destroyed you earlier.
So south is down then?
Totally.
You turned into like a little mouse. We couldn't even hear you.
So is south down? Cat got your tongue, retard.
Geographically speaking.
Who are you talking to, Nathan?
You fucking retard who's agreeing with Rob.
South down in which model? You forgot to specify.
But it's not in a model. South's an azimuthal directionality in the horizontal. South is never down.
To the right. South is down.
South is never down. It's azimuth. It's horizontal. It's degrees in the horizontal.
Map scale it is.
No, it fucking isn't. That's even got a fallacy named after it. It's called the wrong direction fallacy.
So when you hold the compass, you think south is down?
No, he's a fucking retard. These spastics on the globe don't know how to use a fucking basic compass.
I use a scale.
They use a scale to find north, do you? No, scales weigh things, you fucking clown. A compass will give you directionality.
There you go.
That was great. But that was an example of saying before that you could hear him. He went, you heard me explain it before, Nathan, where they're coming at you, and the more you keep pointing out the facts, the responses are getting, there's more pause between the responses. They're not coming back as aggressively. And then there's a more longer pause. And then all of a sudden, they just stood in the corner very quietly.
And they're projecting the win. Yeah, Rob destroyed you.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to play it. So it's a good example of Rob destroyed you. You're like, oh, right, so you're going to fantasize about a perceived win taking place when this person has been metaphorically held down and fisted with his own example. That's why I use such egregious and revolting terminologies, because what's happening is a lie's being peddled. There's lies afoot from scumbags. Now, I see that as disingenuous scumbaggery. It's like, if you want to say Rob, who I politely initially took by the hand and explained very gently and kindly, I didn't, I absolutely destroyed him. But nevertheless, he got an education in his wrong direction fallacy utilization. He was corrected, and then he read out my winning point in regards to horizontal azimuth. That was what happened with Rob Noxious. Forward 50 minutes later, Rob destroyed you, man. Yeah, man, he absolutely destroyed you. No, he didn't. He got held down and fist fucked with his own fucking words. That's what happened. So that's what I'm doing. If you want to juxtapose the reality of somebody losing with actually winning, I'll take it up 5 notches where he's being pinned down by metaphor. At one point, I'm like, while everybody's trying to pull me off somebody I'm doing the exact same thing with in a different scenario, I'm like, does the blood scare you? Yeah, with the same metaphor in mind. Yeah, because I want to make it as personal and egregious. I want it to be hard-hitting. Now, some people will go, well, that's just gross. You're like, you can't describe those things by metaphor. And I'm like, yeah, I can. In the same way, they can rewrite history where a loss, a devastating loss, that proved how flat Earth was being measured, is later suggested by, let's be honest, a complete cunt, is a win. Oh, Rob won. Really? Well, let's go over what was discussed with you and see if you agree with it. And when you suggest that down is south, as this Muppet did, I'll say the same things to you. Yeah? I'll mentally rape you. You will not forget me fist fucking you with your own flat earth prerequisites. That'll stick around in your mind for a while. Me, I forgot all about it the moment we stopped recording. Just carried on with what I was doing. I didn't care. But they'll remember that mental rape for the rest of their life. Why will they? Well, because they had the fucking nerve to suggest that a win by me, proving a flat earth was being measured, was actually a loss at the hands of some wanker. Another liar. So the wanker that's actually being suggested to have won also lied through his back teeth about having 18 million views on TikTok. You're like, no, you're just a liar. That's what you guys do so carefree and easily. Oh yeah, I'll just make up some shit life that I haven't got. Yeah, that's what these people are. Complete fantasists. They'll fantasize about flying around like Superman in an ISS tin can in a sky vacuum, measured from a flat Earth perpendicular to sea level. They'll suggest that being absolutely destroyed when it comes to their own prerequisite flat Earth measurements, suggested with a fallacy to be ascribable in the vertical, they'll describe that as a win. And when they do, I will pin them down verbally and let them absolutely know what occurred. Yeah, you can tell yourself you weren't pinned down in this mental alleyway behind the bins, but I'll just make it that little bit more graphic visually. I'll let you really remember. I'll let it cement in your brain permanently what actually happened at my hands after you lie about winning. Yeah? Then I'll make it acutely aware. I'll drag you into this metaphor, the one who's lied about it, by forcing him to agree with the incorrect position that was taken by the person who lost, now being lied about winning. The person who did that lie had the same thing ascribed to them, and they won't forget it in a hurry. Yeah, live by the sword and die by the sword. That is the treatment we get from them. Where do you think I've learnt it? I was a pretty placid guy before getting to flat Earth. Then I learned how to behave like this. And it is a mirror to their behaviour. But I use it at choice moments. Yeah? When these people describe me beating my kids, yeah? That's a complete lie, used in the same sort of terminology and tone that I use holding them down and raping them. What's the difference? Both crimes? Oh, what? Neither's true. Mine's by metaphor. The difference is they're actually suggesting I do that. So it's a mirror that I'm holding up. All right, you don't like me mirroring their actions. No, neither do they. I'm going to forget about it in a hurry. Yeah? So that's why I do it. It does make a mental impact. And the people who I'm doing it to in this particular instance, admittedly, I grant you, by expose, the audience gets to hear it, and they will also have it mentally imprinted on them. Right?
He's fucking mental, isn't he? Absolutely mental. Off his fucking head. Anyone?
No, but the important takeaway is he wants all of our bottoms at the end of the day.
Yeah.
The mental bastard's pretty good at making mental comparison.
It's just juvenile, though, isn't it? It's so juvenile, and he's so lost in this world where he talks about it was a loss, a devastating loss, and they'll be thinking about it for the rest of their lives. No, they won't. Don't talk.
It's a fully grown, married, middle-aged man with children talking about raping as a winning and losing scenario.
Right, and he's saying that's a mirror. Nobody behaves like him. Saying he beat his kid, which we all heard him do, isn't a mirror, is it? It's just
no.
God, what an idiot!
Does anyone know if Rob's recovered yet?
What? Sorry.
Does anyone know if Rob has recovered yet?
Oh yeah, well he seems to have. Yes, I think so.
Good.
Anyway, I'll make.
I've forgotten why.
Oh, go ahead.
I've forgotten why I hadn't listened to Nathan Oakley in a long time, and thank you for reminding me.
Oh no, God, it's awful, isn't it?
He is stuck in a rut now of literally about 4 or 5 well rehearsed grooves, talking point grooves he's in, yeah.
Right.
And they intersect at various points loosely, but then the rest of it is just that. It's just that kind of like super inane sub WWF type rhetoric, and just shouting. That's that. And like you say, in one deck and Neil Constantinos are always there. Those two are, always chipping and chirping in the background. They're a bit like Elder Bear for what's his name for Bev. Yeah, these are just the pimples on the arsehole. Benjamin. Yeah, they've got you catch them on their own. They're wetter than an otter's fart. All of them.
I was going to say, like, one deck I've always known to be a massive sycophant, and I don't know how you could be more emasculated by watching yourself completely, become this like I don't know, manslave to fucking another man like Nathan Oakley.
Oh no, it's pathetic, isn't it? And Neil is even worse. Oh my gosh. That guy. He's just totally devoted, isn't he? Ugh, it's quite sickly. Okay, so I'll make a final appeal. It took me a long time to put the show together. If you could bung us a few quid, either through a super chat or by this PayPal link, which I am posting now, I will be very, very grateful if anyone can manage that. Thank you very much. Right, that said, and finally tonight, I need your help. If you could all do me a favour and come up with some serious documentary type reason to play this next clip so that this definitely isn't voyeuristic gossip mongering. Anyway, while you do that, let's listen in on some gossip.
So what happened is I was on Discord and COVID happened and I found out about Flat Earth and I fell in love with Austin. But over the course of time, I became a victim of religious, psychological, mental, and physical, occasionally, abuse. And I did not know at the time that I was being abused because I thought it was under the context of God. And I really believed what he was saying. So when he would tell me things like, well, the Bible says we need to have sex. And I need to, when we have sex, we're considered, he told me when we have sex, we're considered that we're married. And that the Bible says that I need to be able to come inside you. And that it's essentially like, if I don't come inside you, his quote, I could just have sex with any girl in Knoxville. That's what it's equivalent to. I have to be able to come inside of you. So we started having sex very risky, very early, within 3 months of the relationship.
Your mom's
and I was willing, I was willing to be manipulated by that because I believed what he was saying was true. And there were things that were happening at
Okay, now she needs to be
stopped.
Here's the facts of that. I said that, actually, scripturally speaking, if you're having sex with someone, right, that you have an obligation to make them your wife and to protect and provide for them forever. I told her I wasn't comfortable just hooking up with people randomly. And I told her I wasn't comfortable pulling out and intentionally trying to prevent her being pregnant because it was like playing God. And I said, if I was going to have sex with her, that we had to just leave it up to God if she got pregnant. That's what actually happened.
Yeah,
and I said that once we have,
you can see when we're starting to have sex, he's telling me he has to come inside me every time. And I'm saying, I don't know you very well.
Yes, he's freaking out.
No, I'm not freaking
Why
out.
are you interrupting me? Why are you
him,
immediately
though?
interrupting me?
I did.
Of
You know what,
course.
Taylor? I did want to have sex with him, but it made me uncomfortable because I was
Why
like,
is
"Hey,
she
dude."
allowed to? Okay, congratulations.
I'm
You went
almost
to
done.
war
I'm
specifically
almost
with
done,
a
Taylor.
who stole my children and threatened to give them up to CPS 4 times and is a cheater. You let her just go online and slander me some more. Congratulations, guys. You guys are so cool. So, so notice how everything she said was a lie. Now, I want you to play it back, what she said happened and then what actually happened, okay? Never once. In fact, the video she has is me getting mad because she then revealed to me that she was secretly keeping up with her ovulation cycle and then saying she wasn't in the mood whenever she thought she might could get pregnant. So I told her that was effectively she had lied to me, right? And she didn't agree. I said, I know this is intense and a lot of people think this is lame. This isn't the norm, but I don't want to hook up with a girl, right? And have sex and play God where I'm like, oh, I'm going to make sure we don't get pregnant. So we're just having sex just because it feels good or whatever, that we have to either it's like you're my wife, according to the scriptures, and we have to be cool with you getting pregnant, and I'm not going to play God, or I don't want to have sex. That's what happened. I put the standard down and said, I'm not going to have sex with you unless that's the case.
So when we first started having sex, he wanted to keep it a secret because he knew that his subscribers would find out he's a fraud, right? Because he's going online pretending to be a Christian, and then he's trying to still have sex behind closed doors.
But he was trying to marry, though. And
Okay,
it
but
wasn't
you're right. But
your
he actually just confessed it, though, guys. Did you hear how he was saying that when we were having sex, every time I had to accept the risk that I would be pregnant, and I said no, thank you. And you're right. He said I even started keeping track of when I was ovulating and saying, no, I don't want to have sex while I'm ovulating with you. I've only known you for 3 months. I don't want to get pregnant with you. But he just admitted it, Taylor. He got mad because I would not have sex with him while I was ovulating, because I didn't want to have sex with him while I was ovulating because I'd only known him for 3 months and I had to let him come in me. So you're right. I was being sexually abused. Thank you so much, Austin, for acknowledging. So then what happens after 3 months? I get pregnant. And nobody's allowed to know.
Dude, our first date, first of all, we FaceTimed for like 6 hours the first time we talked. We FaceTimed nonstop for 6, 7, 8 hours, like for weeks leading up to us meeting. And I told her, look, I'm not a normal person and I get that it's very intense. Most people would say I'm lame. I get the world would say I'm lame and I don't really care. These are like what my expectations are. And I'm not comfortable just having sex just to have sex. Okay, I used to do that. I don't do that anymore. So I understand if you're not with that, whatever, that's fine. Okay. And I wasn't even trying to have sex with her when I first met her. I was like, I had been celibate for so long, right, that I was tempted. And then I turned around, she just walked out in front of me naked, and I still didn't have sex with her. And then it is so embarrassing that you're bringing this stuff up and making me expose this. You're so trashy, dude. So then weeks later, or after that weekend, I end up going back with her to her apartment, and only then did we ultimately end up having sex. And I made it very clear that I'm not comfortable having sex unless we allow the creator to decide whether or not you get pregnant. And if you're not okay with that, that's okay. That's totally fine. No hard feelings, and we can go our own way. And I agreed the whole
That
time.
was
we could part
not
ways.
my understanding at the time of having sex. I think
that's
most
convenient.
women would be terrified with that ultimatum that if you're going to start having sex with a man that you don't know, that you have to be willing to get impregnated by him or it's not okay. And when I would say no, you definitely pressured me and tried to bully me and religiously abuse me into having sex with you. I got pregnant. So we had an RV that I put in my credit because Austin didn't have any credit. He didn't have a car. He didn't have a job. He had terrible credit. And so what did I do? Because I was in love with this man. I put that wonderful RV on my credit. Guess who's not paying for it now? Austin.
First of all, she knows that the reason my credit was messed up because my ex screwed me over, and I trusted her with all the bills in my name, and she ended up screwing. Whatever. That's just an irrelevant point. She's just trying to make me sound like some loser. I did have a truck. I had a truck. What is she talking about? When I met her, I had a truck. She's just lying. But this is the truth. I'm gonna end up leaving.
What
and you
happened
guys
to the truck?
stop interrupting me with the dude. Stop interrupting me. You're gonna get to have this whole room to yourself with all the simps that amp you up. And you're just gonna get sued for defamation. You and your mother. Okay. So this is the reality, bro. This is the reality. Yeah, you're real cocky right now.
Just like you were going to take down the federal government.
Okay, I have a question.
No, Taylor, stop with that. I have a questions right
Let's let Taylor ask the question. She's been a good moderator. She can ask the question, so we stay on topic.
Oh yeah, because Kai's in control.
Storytelling needs space, not stories.
Right?
Wasn't trying
So
to do that.
I'm only going to correct the record of what she was lying about when I heard it. Okay. Actually, what happened was I stayed home with both the girls while she went to her work conference. And you brought this up, buddy. Okay. She went to her work conference. I could tell she was being sketchy leading up to it. I'm like, wait. like, is there someone you're planning on seeing? Because the previous one, when she's bringing up this message I sent, was whenever we were not together for 6 months, and she told me she found out she was pregnant, said I wouldn't get to see the baby. I wouldn't get to see the baby born. The baby wouldn't even know I was its father, that she wouldn't have my last name. I would have no say in the baby's name, and I would never get to see the baby. And I'm done. She would go back and forth every other day, crazy as at pregnancy hormones, whatever. Okay. And then we were supposedly completely done. So then I go help with her work conference. She comes back and says, I don't even care. There's tons of sexy men everywhere. She's pregnant with my child, by the way. There's tons of sexy men everywhere here. I'm having a blast. So when the next conference was coming, I could tell she was acting weird. I'm like, there's somebody that you're planning on seeing, huh? She started stuttering, didn't answer. So then she goes there, doesn't call and check on the girls one time. Then she says she's going to call me after the dinner is over at 9 o'clock. She doesn't call me till midnight. Hair messed up, mascara smeared, so drunk she can't speak, slurring, stuttering. I'm like, dude, you're lit, you're hammered. She's like, no, I'm not. They have a 2-drink minimum here, maximum here. I'm not even drunk. I only had 2 glasses of wine. I'm like, Ky, you are hammered right now. You're lying. She then lied to my face for 5 straight minutes, swearing she didn't drink anything else. Then she ends up saying, oh yeah, I did actually pregame and we drank some liquor and a few mixed drinks before that. I'm like, that's also not true, or you would have been belligerently hammered at your work conference's dinner. Okay, so then wait, come out. So then she starts bringing up, and I won't even say all the specifics because if you keep going, I will say all the specifics because it's so embarrassing for you. The point is that she lied. I said, why'd you lie about it? Oh, I just forgot. Okay, so she calls me 3 hours after the thing ends. She says that she went to an after party, but it wasn't a real party. There was nothing there. It was super lame and super boring. So I voluntarily stayed there for 3 hours, didn't call you, and then called you sloppy drunk with my hair messed up, lying to you about drinking. Then she comes back the next time. She comes home. She's all over me, right? And then she's telling me how much she loves me. Then that night, she randomly comes up to me crying. Her mom says, Ky's scaring me. You need to come home. And you did all this, dude. Ky's scaring me this time. For real, you need to come home and check on her. I come home with Aaliyah. She comes up to me crying and says, just know I'm really, really sorry. And I really did love you. And then claims she's suicidal. Okay. So I then stop her. I'm like, what? You have a beautiful family. We love you. Da, 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 da. The next day, okay, she goes into Discord and says, Austin and I are done, whatever.
Drowning in your own waves. Breathe.
No.
Wait, okay, please don't, please
That's
unmute
the
me. I'm
AI.
almost done. I'm going to say this part because she just now claimed that she just found someone attractive and all this. It's just such a liar. Why would you bring that up? So then she tells me, I have a thing for my coworker. Then she says, obviously, I know we have to be done. You can't stay with your wife when she has a thing for another man. And then she starts packing a suitcase. And I'm like, wait, what's going on? What are you talking about? Why are you packing a suitcase? Obviously, you guys did something. What, you had an affair with this guy? You had sex with this guy? Why are you asking questions? Why are you asking questions when the answers are only going to hurt your feelings? Just know that we have to be done. And obviously, you can't stay with your wife when she wants another man.
Okay, can I
Then she
respond
says,
now? How many minutes did he
I
get?
only needed a little taste to get it out of my system. Right. And I promise I won't do it again. I choose you. I only need a little taste to get it out of my system. Please give me another chance. I'll never do it again. And okay, I'll tell you the truth. It was really shallow, but I just wanted to know if younger guys were still into me and I still got it like that. Okay. And I'm like, what? So you went and did that with your coworker and came back and just immediately had sex with me? She busted out laughing and said, oh my God, I swear I hope the next girl you get with is a virgin.
Isn't it great? So, did you come up with a good documentary purpose for me playing that clip? Or shall we just put it down to gossip?
It doesn't matter, does it really? I
No.
mean, they don't, it's not as if Witsit cares.
No, that's the thing. The stuff they were coming out with. I think I've heard the word ovulating too many times now.
I heard the word way more.
The thing is, like, I mean, I don't like Witsit, but I also think, like, anyone who's bore witness to a divorce knows that this is just a more toxic form. I mean, more toxic form of a divorce, right? I mean, surely.
Right. Well, come on.
Surely most
we all knew it
toxic. Yeah, go on.
You could call the
we all knew it was
documentary.
coming.
You could call the documentary "Animals in the Wild."
I mean,
I wouldn't say this is like spectacular in terms of gossip, right? I don't know.
Well, I don't know. We don't get many
we all knew it
things
was
like
coming
this.
here. I mean, come on. The very first day that you heard about these, the very first day you saw these two and heard about these two, you knew it was going to come down to this.
No, I don't think anyone knows that someone's going to, like, a relationship's
Yeah,
going to fail. What I do think is that these guys are making the situation worse for themselves. They I don't know why they go into calls and lay it all out and reveal everything.
Right.
You know,
He watched too much Real Housewives. That's why.
Every aspect of his life has become a debate. There is no part of him that doesn't switch off from doing this anymore.
Yeah. Like I said, I think he's a dickhead, and I think he deserves mockery, obviously. So this is the kind of thing where it's like, I mean, he should know that the minute he started to engage, this was just going to spiral on and on and on and on, and sort of his fault anyway.
I was sitting there thinking, no, stop, no, all the way through it, really, in my head, because it's not someone else's. None of this should be in the public. The funniest bit was about halfway down when she's talking about, him insisting to ejaculate inside her, and Rich Evans in the comments put, "Does anybody want to talk about gas pressure requiring a container?"
Dude, when he said that pulling out was playing God, I lost.
I know. I mean, even the Catholics allow that, right?
If I may also say about his partner, I mean, she can't go around saying, "Oh, he's abusive. He made that a condition of our relationship." When she obviously is abusive back, they're both abusive to each other. They're like a terrible couple. Cheating is as emotionally abusive as it gets, right? It's the biggest betrayal people might feel, right?
Right.
So to say, well, I mean, I'm not defending Witsit because I think it's really creepy and abusive to make that conditional on you being with that person or having sex with that person.
Right, and ridiculous.
Also, I think that she's a bit of she's trying to paint herself in a light that just doesn't fit,
Right, and I think when he was saying those things to her, he was trying to paint himself in a certain light as this godly man that wasn't just after sex and all of this sort of thing. And I think that was, largely just posturing.
This has been going on in stages, and if I wasn't privy to this when it actually took place. I mean, obviously several people were, because it's in worldwide debates, but it's also been going on MC Toon's thing as well. Yeah.
Right. This was from Toons. He just live streamed it from worldwide debates, so it's the same.
Yeah,
thing.
sure, but it's also been on his Discord, I think, as well. There was a conversation at one point.
Well, there was the other time they did it, but that was mostly in my Discord. That one. Well, some of it was in his, and then it came over to mine.
Sure, but could anybody have predicted when Witsit was doing squat thrusts and press ups and posing like a gangster rapper in Punta Arenas, and was on the verge of thinking he was going to prove the Midnight Sun in the South was fake, and he was scowling at MC2. That here we are all this time later, and basically MC2 is his Jerry Springer now.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, what a calamitous thing to do on the internet like this.
I know, it's not good, is it? And I'm not helping, but
No,
it's not bad showing it. I mean, they decide to put it out in public, but for them as a couple or an ex-couple, they need to sort of realize, as much as we might enjoy watching it, like for the gossip and the tea, that they're both as bad as each other probably, and they're both making themselves like mockeries. Like, there's no one side's better here. I think she's also. I mean, we might think that cheating seems more. We don't like Witsit, so we'll defend her or have more sympathy for her. But she cheated on him, so she's also pretty bad.
Yeah, I just think a lot of us in here have been privy on some level to divorce and how messy it can be behind closed doors.
Yeah,
but just playing it out. I mean, I don't go finding this. Like you say, sure, it's interesting to see, what's going on, sort of thing. But I mean, why are they doing this? You think, what's going on in your head?
Yeah, but if you think about it, Pazza, who else did this that you can think of in your lifetime? I'm thinking Charles and Diana did this. So I think they're in good company. I think
the Discord royalty.
I wonder, when. I mean, maybe we've all had a moment when someone's started to drag our name through the dirt, and we feel compelled to defend ourselves publicly, but it's just obviously never the right thing to do, because I mean, you can see it happening before your eyes with the Witsit and his ex. It's it never works out for you, even if you do defend yourself. You may as well just say, I'm not saying anything. Because weirdly enough, people who do that thing where they say, I don't want to say anything about it. It's whatever. Right. They seem more like valid in a way.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, thinking about it, actually, when I was younger, there were couples who would have these gloriously drawn out, viciously public spats with each other in the local pub, you know. It's sort of like a half cut, yeah. And of course, this generation for Witsit, they're like, they don't have any local pubs, do they, to go to?
No, that's true.
So they're just doing it all online.
Ugh.
I mean, the sad thing is, like, she is accusing him of committing a crime, right? Cheating on your spouse isn't a crime.
What crime?
Rape, right? Did she not just describe sexual assault? Her being forced to do things in a way that she was not okay with?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you'd call that a rape, though, would you?
Isn't it? I mean, it is. What I do find, you know, I mean, who'd have thought that Witsit could be slightly verbally manipulative? I mean, you know, all the puritanical absolute claptrap he comes out with, and there he is conniving a way of making a contract with God to allow him to have sex before marriage, because it's a prequel to marriage. I mean, what a what a cunt, basically.
Well, that too, yeah. I mean,
And
he's
so,
guilty of that as well.
and so unwise as well. Just really unwise, you know, to inflict 2 children upon himself and his former partner like that. In that, you know, just
he wanted to let God decide, and God decided for him to have 2 kids that he'll never see.
Right, but it's not like they made a conscious decision to have 2 children. They just made a conscious decision to have sex a couple of times. Well, several times, I guess. Mr. Halo for Abel says, Neil from Oakley's Hangout came to Jem's Discord and ran away when we used pictures from space as evidence. That is true. Thank you for that, Mr. Halo for Abel. Very much appreciated that super chat is. Thank you to everyone else who super chatted the show, which was like one of you. Thank you to everyone who PayPal'd me, which was none of you. And we'll be back in 2 weeks' time at the same time, which is 10 p.m. UK time, with more of the same sort of thing. And we'll be back in a few minutes from now with the usual crap from the Debate Flat Earth and more Discord server. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Oh, and come and watch the wrestling. Sean G is going to stream it for us, I believe. Is it wrestling? It's some shit. Some UFC. Is it that thing? Yeah. From the White House. Anyway, thank you very much for being here and have a good evening.
Stop talking about it and do something! Suck my big earth with that bullshit.
Really?
It's like a gentle hate. Do we have another benevolent service? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Are you benevolent? Your friend was.
I mean, moving on. I think I'm coming out of the fire closet.
This is so fucking depressing. I can't be a flat earth person.
Not have it both ways. You can't have a flat earth and things making sense.
And we are off. Thank you very much for being